What up, y'all? In this episode, we had Tomas and Juan, our first three-way podcast. Wink. It was awesome. I love these two dudes to death. They immigrated over here from Colombia. They're the two hardest working people I know. Brought them in to talk about what's going on in South America, their perspective, how they see it, and just how they feel about everything that's going on. Given their background coming over here, immigrating, getting a work visa, and working towards their citizenship. So it was incredible. I absolutely love them to death. We have an incredible conversation, so I hope y'all enjoy it as well. And as always, shirts are for sale. We got lots of smalls and mediums, so hit me up if you'd like one. They're $25. Happy to ship one out to you as well. And don't forget, if you're on Redmond Salt's website or looking for electrolyte products, you can use code Brodey for 15% off. Enjoy the episode, y'all. 3, 2, 1. Woo! Tomas y Juan. Bro, man. All the Venezuelans were booked. So I got the best two things. Two Colombians.
Yeah, we're pretty close.
And two Americans, bro. It's all the same shit. So, you know.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, Venezuelans are not going to let me lie. A lot of you guys like to be called Colombian, so it's all right. I mean,
really?
Speaking the truth today, yeah.
Venezuelans love Colombians?
Not really, but because, like, when you go to a country and you spend, like, a good amount of time there, you end up, like, making some good relation with the culture.
Who has the hotter women?
Oh. I almost said it. Okay, it depends. In Bogota, a lot of Venezuelans are hotter than Colombians, locals, just because the girls from Bogota are like city girls, you know.
Okay.
They don't have the meat.
Ah.
You know? But like from the coast and that kind of stuff, they have more like flavor, you know. So if you grab like a girl from Medellin, probably she's going to be hotter than a Venezuelan. Like, that's my opinion.
Okay.
That's just my opinion.
Don't shoot the messenger. All right, boys. What are we watching over here?
It's a party.
Moments.
His last moment.
Bro, at least he tried to enjoy like the last days that he had on power of freedom, you know?
Yeah, because this was only like a couple weeks before he got snatched.
Like 2 weeks ago, bro.
Yeah.
He was just dancing in front of everybody. He found this YouTuber online and he made like a remix of a clip of him on an interview talking in English. You know, he was trying to say like, just peace, no war.
You have seen it, right? When he's like talking like after like Trump says that he's gonna like take action, he started to like go online and start to say, no war, just peace.
Did he really?
Yeah, so he can you pull that on? Like he's saying no war, just peace. Just the clip, not the song. No, yes. Like just or like see.
Huh?
Yes, like yes, the word yes.
Yes.
Not like see, the word yes.
Affirmative,
yes. Y-E-S.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Wait, yes, peace?
Yes, peace.
Oh, not just peace?
Yeah, no war, yes, peace.
Okay.
So he was trying to talk in English to be able to communicate with President Trump. So he was saying, no war, just peace. So a YouTuber grabbed those clips and he just made a song, a remix.
I'm mad the sound is not coming through the TV.
Yeah, this is a great song.
It's so better when it comes through the TV, but all right. So he was saying all right, now we got to pull up the energy he had before Trump said he was going to take action.
Yeah.
So now we need to pull up the White House video.
The one that they put?
Dude, did you see it?
Oh, bro. I don't know who's working on the marketing.
I don't know who they have in that social media, but man.
It's so crazy. Maduro, White House. No.
Bro, the thing is that they had this opportunity to make this one of the coolest events of 2026, you know? Just to start. Like this, what just happened, they had the opportunity.
If they would have done it at the beginning of the year?
No, they did it. They did it, and because of the marketing that they're taking, like the posture that they're taking.
Yeah, this one right there.
Up, that one.
Yeah.
They're being proud of that.
Hold on, start it over.
Justice.
Yeah, hold on.
Last night, on the order of the President
Bro.
of the United States, in support of a request
Bro,
from the Department of
he's not the first one doing that.
United States
Don't be late in arriving, bro.
Bro, and this is just one clip. He was saying the same thing like all over the media.
Had his chance until he didn't. He effed around.
Man, saying that in a press conference.
Crazy, dude. It's a crazy time, boys.
Bro, what?
Yeah.
Military might and competence in American history.
I don't understand yet how they haven't figured this out. And now you don't know, now you know. Because this is the way it's going to play out, and I think people need to understand that this is not a president that just talks and does letters and press conferences.
See Marco Rubio?
You know,
Yeah.
He speaks pretty good Spanish.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Don't play games with this president's in office, because it's not going to turn out well.
Bro,
Bro,
Look.
the marketing.
look, y'all. You can be mad, be happy at it, but at the end of the day, dude, 12 men went in there and took out 75 plus security detail
Yeah.
on their own.
And they
And
just
snatched a man
yeah.
in less than an hour. That look, no matter how you feel about the situation, you have to respect the fact that you're
freaking
like,
impressive.
He's fucking really impressive,
Yeah,
man.
bro.
When it happened, like they didn't even knew where Maduro was. Like inside Venezuela, they were like, "Where is he?" Like they didn't knew what happened.
Dude, they just snatched him. And so there's rumor of the press secretary just retweeted it. Rumor of like a supersonic weapon. Let's see if we can pull. So there's a guy on the security detail or somewhere around the security detail. He's a part of Maduro's team. He survived the whole thing, and he's been doing this interview talking about this weapon that we had used. You should find it under what's her name? The press
he
secretary.
American?
Is it Kristen Levitt? Is that her name? Levitt? Levitt? No. He's Venezuelan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he's talking about that the Americans used a weapon that caused people's like ears to bleed. While she's looking that up, there was a video I saw. I don't know if it was real. It quickly like stopped circulating the internet. It's always odd when you see a video and then it just kind of just disappears. You just can't find it again.
Yeah.
And so it's always like, did someone take this down? Was it fake? So they took it down? Whatever, right? And there's a video of a guy who was live streaming.
This is what I can find.
No.
Powerful mysterious weapon during raid to capture Maduro leaving Venezuela.
What is this?
Oh, wait,
God,
there's
bro.
a picture of it 6 minutes ago?
Well, that's
Bro,
what I was
what is
gonna
that?
tell
Whoa.
you later. That I've seen this stuff around. You know, like I sent Thomas a video like a couple of maybe months ago. An old video, you know, like it was like some sort of like university lecture, and they were like explaining a technology in which they can transmit like wave sounds directly to you, you know. So they had like their students like up in the like in their seats, you know, and they like transmit the sound like a song, and you cannot hear nothing in the video, but they can hear it, you know. So like that technology is around, you know, like being able to like
It's been around for a while.
yeah.
So the video
believe
that
that.
you're talking about, it's a Venezuelan citizens talking about what happened.
I think it was a Venezuelan guy who was in the raid, like who survived the raid. Because allegedly there was allegedly they killed 75 people of the security detail, but allegedly based on his interview there was 100 plus security guards in general,
it
and they
says
killed 75 of them.
We were
Okay.
hundreds, but we had no chance. They were
Yeah.
firing at us with such precision and speed, it felt like each soldier was firing 300 rounds per minute.
See if you can find the actual
So the name you gave me is not correct. I could not find her.
just type in Venezuelan.
Oh, it was a lady? Or it
No,
was a
no,
No, the press secretary.
Yeah, the press secretary. Yeah, just say press secretary Venezuela.
Hello? Computer?
Nice. We love to see it.
Think
And so,
it is-
yeah, so I felt like my head was exploding from the inside. We all started bleeding from the nose.
What am I typing? Venezuela? What?
Venezuela press secretary.
And in the video, do you remember if he said that
Interview. All right, this works too.
that just stopped them, or does that kill them?
Scroll down. I pulled up the actual. Venezuela U.S. press secretary.
Man.
Here it is.
this
No,
one?
wait.
Carolyn Levitt.
That's her name, though. There you go. So now search for her account. Yeah, there it is. And she retweets it. Scroll down. Keep going.
There's so many stuff right now.
Dude, everybody tweets so fucking much. You're about to come on it though, because she used this it was yesterday or this morning. Oh, we can actually talk about that as well. I do want to talk about that too.
But what?
Right here, this one right here. Yeah.
Okay,
So,
yeah, I saw that.
click show more.
Yeah, I saw it on my way here.
Yeah, so let's see. This account from a Venezuelan security guard loyal to Maduro is absolutely chilling and explains a lot about why the tone across Latin America suddenly changed. Security guard, on the day of operation, we didn't hear anything coming. We were on guard, but suddenly all of our radar systems shut down without any explanation. The next thing we saw were drones, a lot of drones, flying over our position. We didn't know how to react. And then the interviewer asks, so what happened next? How was the main attack? And then the security guard says, after those drones appeared, some helicopters arrived, but there were very few. I think barely 8 helicopters. From those helicopters, soldiers came down, but a very small number, maybe 20 men, but those were technologically very advanced. They didn't look anything like we fought against before. Interviewer, then the battle begun. And then the security guard says, yes, but it was a massacre. We were hundreds, but we had no chance. They were shooting with such precision and speed. It seems like each soldier was firing 300 rounds per minute. We couldn't do anything. Interviewer says, and your own weapons, didn't they help? Security guard, no, not at all. No help at all, because it wasn't just the weapons. At one point, they launched something. I don't know how to describe it. It was like a very intense sound wave. Suddenly, I felt like my head was exploding from the inside. We all started bleeding from the nose. Some were vomiting blood. We fell to the ground, unable to move. And then the interviewer says, and your comrades, did they manage to resist? The security guard says, no, not at all. Those 20 men without a single casualty killed hundreds of us. We had no way to compete with their technology, with their weapons. I swear, I've never seen anything like this. We couldn't even stand up after that sonic weapon or whatever it was. And then the interviewer asks, so do you think the rest of the region should think twice before confronting the Americans? And the security guard says, without a doubt, I'm sending a warning to anyone who thinks they can fight the United States. They have no idea what they're capable of. After what I saw, I never want to be on the other side of that again. They are not to be messed with. The interviewer, and now that Trump has said Mexico's on the list, do you think the situation will change in Latin America? Security guard says, definitely. Everybody is already talking about this. No one wants to go through what we went through. Now everyone thinks twice. What happened here is going to change a lot of things, not just in Venezuela, but throughout the region. Yeah. Woo! Boys!
So, and I think that it's the main goal of this whole thing, you know? Like, it's not about, like, oil or whatever, you know? It's about, like, showing, this is...
Showing power.
Yeah, showing, like, what we can do, like...
showing power, dude.
Bro, the people don't understand is that a country needs to have, like... friends, you know, country that are friends of his, you know, like they need to exchange resources, they need to have allies, they need to have weapons. If my country has, like, for example, oil, and yours don't have that much oil, but you have weapons, okay, I give you my oil, you give me protection, you know. That's how the world works. It's not that people are selfish or something. And if this country that is besides you, it's not making like agreements with you, but it's making agreements with your enemies, then what option do you have? You have to do something about it. And you have been talking with the government of that country for a long time. You have been trying to be nice with them, be polite with them, make them agreements, but you know that they don't give a fuck about this. They just understand.
Hey, look,
In a way.
humans, unfortunately, humans only understand consequences.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of them.
It's the unfortunate reality of human nature, right? Like, it's why people who do martial arts have such a different level of respect, a different level of like the ego is dissolved. It's just why we have a different thought process in general, a different perspective. It's because we understand there are consequences at the end of your actions, right?
Yeah.
And one thing, with the shooting in Minnesota, one thing that
The woman that was killed? Yeah.
and so it's unfortunate. You don't want to see anyone die on TV. You don't want to see no one die.
No.
Right? Like, that's the part that people really need to understand. Nobody wants to see anyone die, right? But I think, one thing that has been lost in American society, Western society, is that actions have reactions. Not even just consequences, just actions have reactions, right?
Yeah.
Like,
We're in the real world, bro.
if you come up to me and you push me, that's your action.
Yeah.
And then what happens next is my reaction. My reaction could be nothing. It could be punching you. It could be shooting you. It could be stabbing you. It could be, you don't know what that reaction is going to be because you're not in control of that person. You're only in control of your own action. And so if you do something, there will be a reaction. That reaction may be very passive, or that reaction could be very aggressive. And you don't know what that person had seen that day, been through that day, you just don't know. And so you can only control your actions. And so to move through life thinking you can just do anything you want and there's no potential bad reaction or consequence, that's just not reality.
Naive,
It's not reality.
And I think that with people that train martial arts, it's not only like we know that there's going to be consequences, it's that we are constantly exposing ourselves to those consequences, contrary to like what happened in Venezuela, like during decades, they were able to do whatever they wanted and no one did anything about it. That's why he was screaming there like, "Coward, come for me!" Because
he didn't actually expect that
He
thing to
didn't
happen.
think that was gonna happen. He didn't, because like up to this point, no one did anything.
It is true, right? And that's the other aspect of it too, is that there's been a lot of talking. A lot of people have been doing a lot of talking lately, right? The Biden administration put a $25 million bounty on Maduro. They did a lot of talking, a lot of yapping. And then now they're mad that someone made a decision to do something. Now look, on the flip side, being an American, seeing this playbook done time and time and again, and knowing that our track record with it is not very good. We're not usually very successful at these kinds of things. I do understand those. I do understand those worries, right? That's a good way to put it. I do understand the people with that perspective. The perspective that I just do not understand at all is the free Maduro perspective. That perspective I don't agree with at all. Look, the fact of the matter is the dude got snatched in the middle of the night. He ain't going back. You don't have to agree that it happened, but to want him to go back is crazy.
Why do you think, talking about specifically Americans, because if I see my country did this, I will have like questions, because you are doing it with my money at the end of the day. Like,
it's true.
I would like to know, like, I don't think it's bad for Americans to have questions about this.
No, I agree.
At the end of the day, like, they should know what's happening right now.
I agree.
Why will you think that Americans that right now are on the streets protesting for Maduro to get out are asking for that? Why do they want him free?
I think there's two things at play. I think there is. Look, people get paid to protest,
Yeah,
bro.
that's what I was gonna say.
Let's just fucking like let's call it what it is,
Like,
right?
paid.
We all understand this.
Yeah.
When you
At
don't have a
least-
work, everything could be a work.
Yeah, at least us who okay. Let's quick tangent real quick and we'll come back to this. There's also another video I want her to pull up, so I'll give her some time to come back. And then we'll continue the Venezuela chat. But one thing I do, one like quick tangent. Look, y'all, I know you might feel a certain way about Elon. I'm talking to y'all because I know my two boys here in front of me use X and use Twitter because no, really?
No,
Not
bro,
at all.
it's too much information for my brain, you know?
Okay, that's fair.
I just look up and then I feel like there's flashes passing through my brain, you know?
Okay, that's
It's too much.
it is true. There is a lot. But to your point, though, the reason why there is a lot is because when you're on there, dude, my timeline, look, when I'm on Instagram, it is two teams screaming at each other and no one is actually even attempting to talk to each other. Not at all. No. Not at all, right? You get on Twitter and you see people actually having discourse.
Yeah, at least
There's some screaming, of course, right? That because the unfortunate reality of social media is outrage sells, and so there's gonna be a certain amount of
bullshit.
there's gonna be a certain amount of emotion in a tweet and the way you word things, and it's gonna be a little bit aggressive. But the fact that the difference is though is there's two main differences. Is that you can have a immediate discord for the public to see, like discourse that the public can see. So everyone can see this thread. So you can see two prominent figures or two political figures or two politicians or two doctors or two lawyers or whoever
Having a full conversation.
having an actual conversation in the thread. And then us people or people outside of the thread can look at the thread and they can also comment on those comments. And so there's there's like a full-blown discourse. And then of course there's going to be bullshit and bots, but there are people on there trying to have conversations. And that doesn't happen on any other social media platform, right?
Because like the focus is not to have people write or like converse. It's just
to get you mad as fuck.
Bro, in
have you
Instagram,
there,
Instagram, I just see like AI videos of Maduro dancing with Didi or
That's what I was gonna say. Like
for real, like
Twitter is too much for him,
Yeah.
but he's happy with like the AI slop.
I mean, that's kind of funny though. They're kind of funny.
So yeah, for example, on the videos of news on Instagram, what you see, it's a lot of people. Are you good?
Yeah.
I was like,
This is
gonna say
actually
that this is the one that I was telling you.
Now, I'm getting paid right now. Now, look, it was middle of the week. Maybe she's on PTO and maybe that's what she meant. I'm going to go, no. But I already know people who've probably brought that up as their counter argument. But look, the Soroses fund the leftist group. And then you have very rich and wealthy Israelis on the right that fund that movement and that outrage. And so it's very interesting to see that the outrage is largely funded by very wealthy Israeli government families or just really wealthy Israeli families, right?
Yeah.
It's very interesting to see, right? And it's very interesting that Mandami ran on a very anti-Israel platform, and his biggest donator is Alex Soros.
Oh,
so he's,
really?
The
Didn't
biggest, one of the richest Israeli fellas or families, right? The Soros family. But to my, back to my like X spiel, they're trying to ban it in the UK. They're bringing it up to ban it in Canada.
What, X?
Yeah.
X.
And they're looking to ban it potentially in Australia. So Australia banned all social media for anybody under 16 and the only, which one they did not ban?
Which one? TikTok?
Blue Sky.
Blue Sky. What is that?
Sky. Man, really?
What is that?
Blue Sky is
It's
the
like
liberal Twitter.
Yeah, it came out after.
So like very leftist people all left Twitter to go to Blue Sky, which again, y'all, that's how an echo chamber works. And then people will try to say that X is like this right-wing platform. But dude,
Bro,
it's just not the fucking
information.
case.
No,
it's just not the case.
People post whatever they want to post,
Yeah.
and if they are agreeing more with right,
Yeah,
it is what it is, bro.
Normally,
Like
the posts that I see with most likes or retweets are like leftist posts on X. You know, like literally like 200,000 something likes and like
it's
five.
dude,
like, yeah,
I
50,000 retweets.
I scroll through my timeline and it's all over the place.
Yeah.
There's libertarians, there's far right, there's far left, there's fucking it's all over the place. And regardless of how you feel about the views on it, the fact of the matter is, it is undoubtedly the best and it's the freest of free speech. And B, it is the quickest place to find
information.
what actually happened.
Yeah.
I cross-check everything with Twitter, which brings me to my second point of the reason why everyone should be on X. If there's an X post or a tweet and you look at it and you're like, I don't know if that's real or not, you can literally just reply to the tweet and @Grok, is this real? And, you know, if I'm sure people are like, well, Elon doesn't... Shut the fuck up. The AI is going to tell you whether or not this has been verified by other sources or not. Is this person tweeting out of their ass? Or has there been multiple reports of this? Is this true? Is there a video of it?
That's cool.
No other platform has that either. No other platform has the ability
Instagram
to
has
at least check it.
But it's under clearly like it's under political motivations.
Yeah.
Instagram?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
the Meta AI?
Yeah, because
Can you do? Oh, the
fact checkers. Yeah.
Nah, I don't trust.
So
any of that.
sometimes they put like real information and they just put a fact checker because
Yeah.
it doesn't agree with their political views.
Yeah, look, I mean, yeah, that when like you're talking about when it like pops up, like the pop up on the Instagram algorithm.
This like people
like,
had reported that this is fake news. Blah, 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 blah.
No, that's.
But it's not the same, yeah. Or even in X, like when you like a post and later like the community nobody's added, like you get a notification for that. So like that's
Yeah,
pretty cool
you do. You get it.
Yeah,
That
so-
is true. That is
if
actually
you're,
a
like,
good point.
Actually trying to pay attention to what you're like the information that you're getting, then you can say, oh, this was like false, you know, and I liked it. I retweeted it. I'm kinda like,
that is a good point. I actually did get a notification the other day for one. There's like someone added community notes to one of the tweets that you interacted with or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, dude, those are all things. Those are all steps in the right direction. Because look, you can't, this whole like idea of the First Amendment is a roadblock for misinformation or stopping disinformation. Dude, that is a slippery slope.
Which one is the First Amendment again?
The First Amendment is freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech, and that will be a what for?
A road like. So it's
will
been
stop,
people are positioning the First Amendment as a roadblock, as a way. It's essentially stopping the government's ability to censor misinformation.
Okay, so basically, if you let people say whatever they want, we cannot tell what's
what is
truth
true, yeah.
and what's not. Basically,
That's their argument.
yeah.
Okay.
Right.
That's their argument, right?
That's what's going on.
That's
in
so
the
stupid.
UK
That's such a
and
stupid
things
argument.
Like that, yeah.
It is a very, it's a very.
So
stupid
what you're gonna
argument.
do? Put like just close the mouth of every single citizen.
of course.
Well, you saw what China did. China said-
Venezuela.
Well, but China has the technology.
China passed a law. China passed a law saying that if you don't have like a PhD in a certain subject, you can't speak on it publicly.
Oh,
That's terrible.
so for example, if I want to speak about the government, what type of PhD
you would
I have
need
to
you would
have?
need like
pay
a
them to give you a.
yeah, you would need like a political science degree,
Okay.
right? And
Okay.
look, at the end of like it's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Because A, we should all be able to talk about whatever the fuck we want, right? B, we all have our own eyes, our own thoughts, our own perspectives.
Yeah.
They should be heard because someone else's perspective might change your thought process on something or vice versa. Also, who gets to determine what is misinformation?
Yeah, exactly.
The guys
Right.
that have the weapons.
Right. Who
That
gets
is
to
it.
determine that, right? Like who gets to determine? Because we were told the COVID vaccine was safe and effective, safe and effective. Brought to you by Pfizer, all over for multiple years. And then now Stanford's like, hey,
You can die.
the COVID vaccine is making people's cells turn on their own heart and kill them. Oh, we've been saying this since 2021. And now, 5 years later, finally science catches up. Because that's the thing, like science to do a good scientific study, there's a lot of things that need to take place, and it takes a lot of time to organize that. And so if you're sitting there and you're only waiting, or you're only going to be convinced by this beautiful, well done, long-term, peer-reviewed study, you're going to be waiting a really long time.
Yeah, and people were dying for COVID on that time, so they were like in a hurry. So they had to release the vaccine fast.
Because they lied. They said ivermectin wasn't a viable
Do
solution.
you know how much money did they made with that?
The first year they made $36 billion. Just Pfizer. That's just Pfizer.
Just in America or worldwide? Because in Colombia,
That's a good question.
all over the world, they made us put at least 4 vaccines. In Colombia,
Really?
they made us do that.
We just had to put 2, but they were starting to get the.
Oh yeah, we didn't put the last
how do you
last
call it?
ones. I
Like the
think.
reinforcement, like the
Booster.
booster.
Yeah.
Shit. Cancer booster.
When you're done looking that up, I think you're looking up how much total. But when you're done with that, on Twitter, Kelly Palmer demonstrated. Woo! Boy, look at those first 2 years.
Oh, bro.
Woo wee!
Man.
Pfizer
Just in
only
America. Just in America.
80 billion. Is this just America or is this total? Yeah, this looks like total. So helping Pfizer's total revenue reach a record of $100 billion, dude. Wow. Man.
Bro, just over here, 2023, on the last years, that's way more than what the Venezuelan oil will give to the United States.
Well, what do you mean?
Like it's way more. Like it's way more money.
The oil.
Yeah, than the oil is not that much money, bro.
No, he's saying that the vaccines.
No, I understand, but the oil in Venezuela has more oil than anywhere else on the planet.
But actually, for example, like the tables, like I'm pretty sure you can search that data. One of the tables that the states, like a company here from the States, sent to Mexico is making per year more than what the Venezuelan oil is making for Venezuela. Because the oil from Venezuela is not as good as the oil from the eastern part of the world.
So I've heard someone bring this up. I haven't looked too much into it, but I have heard what you're saying. But that could also be due to maybe a potential lack of technology.
For sure,
There could
100%.
be better technology now. So
real.
when they send U.S. companies down there, because
Yeah, so it says production challenges. Extracting the dense oil is difficult and expensive, leading to low output despite vast reserves.
correct,
Also,
yeah.
it's
So
more an
difficult.
investment.
It's
for
difficult,
states.
and it needs to be more refined than the Eastern oil.
So you need like a special machines for that, and the Venezuelans have some machines that they stole from the states
Yeah.
years ago. They stole them from companies from the states.
I don't think they stole them.
They stole them, bro.
I think we just left them there.
No, they stole them, bro.
Did the communist trick, like where they say, okay, I know that it's
Now
yours,
this
but now
mine
it's mine.
is from the government, because that's how
And
communists.
that's why the United
And that
States...
was your president, and now he's not.
He's not. No, it wasn't their president
Chavez,
even.
right?
What's up?
Well, he
The one that
technically
did
did.
that.
He did lose
Yeah.
the election.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
another. That's another.
He's not a president.
That's another part that makes the free Maduro part so weird.
He's not a president.
The dude lost.
Yeah, he's not a
multiple
president.
elections in
And
a
it's
row.
not like it hasn't been said,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the Biden administration was saying that he stole the elections, It's just that they don't investigate about it.
not as outright stealing, quote unquote.
Yeah. But they nationalize all those companies.
What is that nationalized, bro? It was from another country and another person. Now it's mine.
Yeah.
What is that? That's stealing,
That's
bro.
stealing.
But they were American companies in their country.
I know, but it was money from America.
I'm just
Without
saying.
America, they wouldn't be able to take that oil. No money.
Because Venezuela had their peak in oil production like around the 70s, I think so. And after that, it just has been going down. You know, like I think that at the start of like the 2000s,
It was the 80s. It was the 80s before Chavez brought to power.
before Chavez, like
They had
he
the
was
peak
the one that,
because of the companies from the States going to like make business, you know, business. Business is I give you this, you give me this. When you say, no, I take all of this, then it's no business. It's just stealing.
I mean,
Yeah, you can say,
No,
yeah,
no.
but it's for my country, it's for my people. First, that's a lie. It wasn't for the people, it was for you. Second, bro, it's still like, you cannot do that.
she's upset that they were still.
Yeah, she's
you
like,
upset about the oil?
we
You
want
mad
our
about them
machines
stealing the
back.
oil?
We want our money back.
Damn.
Americans want their money back. No, American lost a lot of money in Venezuela because of that.
And that's why they put all of the like the economic blocks on Venezuela. You know, it wasn't just because we don't like them. You know,
It's because they stole. They're
and not only like oil. You know, like the telecommunications, like internet.
For
stuff,
example,
like all that stuff.
Verizon. They stole from Verizon. Verizon was working there with like their company.
What up, y'all? I know, interrupting the conversation again. I apologize. Not really, though, because I want to talk to you about a great product. Redmond's toothpaste. I know this is kind of silly, recommending a toothpaste, but dude, it has completely changed the way my mouth feels. It is a fantastic toothpaste. It's way better than any other toothpaste I've used, and that's just the truth. So you can get yours now as a What's Up Brodey listener. You can get 15% off with code Brodey, or you can follow my bio in my Instagram to check out, and that'll also get you 15% off. Now back to the conversation.
resources, that kind of stuff. And then when they nationalize the companies, they say now
steal all the
Verizon.
infrastructure.
I don't know what's the name of Verizon right now, but they stole the infrastructure, all the technology, and they changed the name, and now it's a Venezuelan company, but it's from the States. That's why they lose. They don't have power anymore on the
they don't
streets.
have, like,
They don't
power,
have
they don't have
light.
water,
They don't
they
have
don't have
gas.
anything.
They don't have oil. The population, because they don't know how to take care of those. The thing is that when you nationalize a business that is so important for a country, the government has to keep investing on the business. If the government takes all the money and just give it to the people with helps, with social help, like for example what they are doing here with some population, then you lost that money and you didn't invest on your companies. So your companies now, if the oil money goes down on the market, what you gonna do? You don't have money, you don't have the infrastructure to keep working, you don't have the money to fix the infrastructure, you have people dying from hunger, then what you gonna do? Talk to China, talk to Russia, make deals with them, make deals with Cuba. Like the Venezuelans people, they don't have the oil for them. Most of the oil from Venezuela goes to Cuba. People don't talk about that. People talk about Russia, China, but Cuba, they just survive because of Venezuela.
Yeah.
They rely on Venezuela.
And I was gonna mention it, like when you were talking about like the Maduro security guards and everything, like most of them were
Cubans.
32 Cubans,
Yeah.
32, I think.
No,
Yeah.
supposedly like most of them were Cuban, but I don't know.
32 are the ones that
personal guards,
the Cuban government posted the pictures, and one of them, if you want to, you can look for him. He was making security for the Pope a couple of years ago.
Really?
Yeah, and for one of Colombia, one of American governors, I think he visited Cuba on one moment, and he was making security for him too. When he went to Cuba, So he was like an important guy. The thing is that people think that Venezuela is just oil and they want it to be free from the States. So they separate from the States and the States has a beef with them. It's not that. It's a plan. It's a plan to take over the resources of America and to
keep it here, to not let like other countries that don't want like this part of the world to like succeed, to like take it just for them, and not even like upfront, like all of these schemes, all of that's going on just to like take it from us without like us noticing, for us to like go out on the streets and say, hey, stop making things better for us,
It's this simple. You have this Colombian or Venezuelan guy. He's an entrepreneur. He goes to the States and he talks with another American. Hey, what's up? Nice to meet you. Let's make money. Okay, that's normal capitalism, you know? What communism does is, no, you cannot do that. This is for us, the country. So the government has to take over that place, you know? And they never do because they're not entrepreneurs. They're thieves. They're lazy ass people that they don't want to live. They just want to live like from the fruit of the labor of the people.
Yeah.
It's that simple. And that started in Cuba because of the Soviet Union, like what they wanted to do there because they don't have the resources that we have here, you know? Like here in America, I'm talking like North America and South America. We're rich, bro. We're rich. We're rich. We have so much resources and we should be teaming up between each other to be happy and free because this part of the world, they don't want to, they don't care about freedom. They don't care about
freedom. It's not in their values.
So Russia wants our oil. America wants our oil. What do we want to do? America or Russia? It's that simple.
Yeah. I think that was like the clip that went the most viral. It was when they were like, some reporter thought they were going to be cheeky and ask a Venezuelan dude if, are you mad that America wants to come here and take the oil? And he was like, the fuck did you think China and Russia wanted? The recipe for arepas?
Arepas, yeah.
I was like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, that's been the...
Arepas and big booty Venezuelans.
Dude.
That's what they wanted.
I mean, I love South America, right? Like, I think to your point, dude, like if this was one unified hemisphere, that'd be fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Because you see the things that like Argentina's doing. You see the things that's going on in El Salvador. You see countries down there really trying to fucking turn it completely around.
Yeah, bro. Like
Chile. They just overthrew the government that was there.
Yeah.
You got Argentina with the new president coming in, and then El Salvador went in, and I mean they did some extreme shit. But we talked about this yesterday. I had my buddy on, Ernest, and we talked about this yesterday, where it takes some ruffling of some feathers, and some people are going to be uncomfortable with things in order to make a big change.
Yeah.
If you really want to make a big change, there's going to be some shit that people have to decide and people have to do that's going to be a little uncomfortable. Right?
100%.
And that's ice.
That's life.
Well,
ice.
Yeah, that's life, right? But that's ice,
that's ice,
right?
yes.
Like, I don't think any person with a heart sees those videos
of ice.
Yeah. And is like, fuck yeah. I don't think it I know that
There's some people.
But majority of people do not see those videos and go, fuck yeah. The majority of us see those videos and go, fuck.
Yeah. And even if you like go fuck yeah, it's not because, oh fuck yeah, I'm seeing these people suffer, hell yeah, no, it's because like that it's going somewhere, that it's supposedly with a purpose.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Right? That's the hopeful part.
Yeah.
Right? It sucks because you see these people getting picked up who've been here for, lots of years, never did anything wrong. They've been here for a long time.
Yeah. They already have kids, family, business.
There should be some kind of like statute of limitations attached to it. If you've been here for 20 years and you did nothing, dude,
you probably work harder than a lot of Americans.
For sure. 100%, right?
You probably give more for the community.
I don't think anybody disagrees with that. Not anybody that I know, at least. And I know people who are huge Trump fans, huge people on the right. And I know people on the left too. And I don't know anybody who's like, yes, I think the only thing that people say is that the law is the law. And even if you've been here for 20 years, you are still technically illegal. Yeah. And that's the law. And I don't agree with that from an empathetic, a morality standpoint. I can understand that you have to draw a line and you have to say, hey, this is it and this is not it, because then it starts to get real weird when you start to make exceptions, because then you're like, okay, you can stay, but you got to go. Yeah. And then it's like, okay, well, now how do you make those choices? Yeah. One thing we talked about yesterday, like, is there a better way to go about it? Do you start to offer more money for people to self-deport so that you don't have to go snatching people?
Yeah, because right now I think it's like 1,000 or 3 $3,000 bucks if you deport yourself.
Yeah, allegedly, I don't know if this is true or not, but I did see a number of apparently over 1 million people have self-deported themselves. Which, hey, look, I think that should be option A, right? You should give this option of, hey, do it yourself. We'll pay for your trip home and we'll give you some cash.
Yeah.
I think that is a very
fair.
I think that's a very fair and moral way to do it, right?
Yeah.
But then if you choose not to, then you can't be all that mad when you get snatched out of your apartment either, right?
Or it's no surprise.
1.9 million people self-deported.
Is that a true number? Like, is that true?
As in 2025,
I've
the
seen
US
that too,
Department of
yeah.
Homeland Security reported 1.6 million by August, and it jumped to 1.9 million by December of 2025.
Hey, look. So then when people say, you know, they're not trying to do, like, that it's racism or they're Nazis or whatever, it's like, no, like they are, like, you just heard, like 1.9 million people, they've given them the right or the option of doing it themselves, being like, hey, you're right, my bad, go back, and then you can still come back legally then, right? And my biggest issue with the whole, like, fuck ICE, my biggest issue is it dissolves the accountability of how we got here. We understand that we got to this position because the borders for 4 years just come on across. Anybody, everyone, anyone. Venezuela dumped their prisons across the border. Like, there have been some awful people coming across. Not everybody, not most of them, sure. Just like most humans also aren't awful. But you can't allow anyone and everyone to come over. You can't allow a border to be open. There's repercussions to that. Not only from a societal perspective where you know, you see in San Antonio and one in Colorado, you see those apartment complexes getting taken over by Venezuelan gangs.
Tren de Aragua.
See? And so you can't overlook that. That does happen, right? You can't overlook the daycare fraud in Minnesota just because you are like, you're pro-immigration. I fucking love immigrants. I'm sitting in front of two of my favorite fucking people that I wouldn't meet if immigration wasn't possible.
Yeah, exactly.
You wouldn't be wearing that nice hat.
Right? That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't have this hat. I wouldn't be doing, what is this, brown face? Like
Brown face?
Yeah.
Kind of,
right?
More like
Cultural appropriation is what?
Yeah, cultural appropriation.
No,
Yeah.
or like you're trying to be more spicy.
Yeah, I'm assimilating.
Yeah, that's good.
You identify as a Colombian.
Exactly. I'm identifying as a Colombian.
You could be a
You
Colombian.
can't do nothing about that. What's up?
From Bogota, he could be a Colombian. There's a lot of white people in
That's what I'm saying.
Bogota.
When I was in Mexico City, dude, people just come up to me and just rattle off full-blown Spanish.
You look like an elephant.
No hesitation. I know you're American, so I'm going to slow down my Spanish. No, dude, just fucking full speed. And I was like, by the end of it though, came back, my Spanish was good. I haven't used it in 2 years again. So here we are, shitty again, but I try. Fuck were we just talking about, boys?
Immigration?
Yes. So
so the consequences of all these years of having it open.
So that's my issue. You can't be this, like, you can't be in the streets saying kill ICE, hang Kristen Nyom, and you can't be in the streets saying those things without first recognizing why this is happening. And you also, one last thing. And also, ICE has been around for a very long time. No one cared about these detainment facilities. No one cared about ICE. No one cared about any of this until Trump did it. Trump derangement syndrome has to be studied because this is fascinating.
Bro, why?
It's fascinating.
Bro, I saw like some girls like taking Tylenol when they were
pregnant
was-
just to
why?
hell with it.
Why? Don't you love yourself? Don't you care a little bit about your health or your kid?
Dude.
It's I think that I wanted to like make 2 points about what you were saying, and one of them is actually about like the Trump derangement, is how you call it? How do you call it?
Derangement syndrome?
Derangement.
Yeah, derangement.
That's an interesting word.
Yeah, derangement. It's like, what's the best way to describe, like, how would you
It's like,
describe derangement
Or
into...
like absence, I think so. Or
It's
like
like
a different
derangement
kind of word?
is like you're so...
Irrational or uncontrolled. Is what it
Hated.
says. Wildly irrational.
Yeah, like your hatred towards somebody
Yeah.
is based on very little, like,
Not logical or reasonable.
yeah, very... Because...
It's reactive.
It is
I think
reactive,
that,
yeah.
Like you were saying, people don't understand why we are in this point, or why United States is facing this situation.
Yeah.
Because not only at a level of countries not understanding accountability, but I think that most people nowadays don't understand accountability. Most people just think that reality.
That's why
is-
Venezuelans are celebrating, because they understand
Yeah.
a little bit more of accountability, because they voted for like a shit government and they had the consequences.
Yeah, but
we need to
here-
emigrate. My kid, I need medicine for my kid and I don't find
everyone
it
is
here.
hungry,
So
there's
of
nothing
course,
to do. We have to do something.
of course, if you grab this dude that was dancing while you were suffering, you know, like, of course you're gonna celebrate. You're gonna dance because he danced. He had the right to dance. Americans like if you talk from here where you are not on the same political like situation, then of course your opinion is going to be completely different, because you have never faced consequences because of your decisions politically.
But we're getting there, though.
Yeah,
New York is about to
exactly,
find
yeah.
out the
Yeah.
hard way.
But
And
it's
I
not
hope
only
they do.
like politically. I think that
It's sad, but I hope.
So.
Yeah.
I hope
If
so
not, they don't
too.
understand,
Because
bro.
if they don't find out the hard way, it will spread.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
Yeah.
It will spread. And my fear is regardless whether it fails or doesn't fail, my fear is that they will then just pump out so many excuses.
Yeah.
And then they'll say, well, it didn't work because of this or because of this.
You will say the same.
They're going to run them for president. They're
Cuba,
going to run
that's
them
what
for
happens, and that's what I was talking about, like the accountability. People don't understand that action has consequences because they were never taught that when they were like little, you know.
Never
So-
got smacked on the face.
Yes.
You said it, not me. But dude, I mean, we can talk about soft parenting, bro.
Exactly,
I mean,
and I think that that's an issue in the
problem.
culture. Yeah, it's a problem because people don't understand.
How does that even work?
Soft
It
parenting.
doesn't.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't
It
work.
doesn't work.
And I'm
You're
not-
just
dude,
like letting him do whatever he wants and like talking to
don't
him like
beat
pretty.
don't beat your kid,
No,
but no
teach him consequences.
and sternness has to be a real thing.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
has to be repercussions and consequences.
Yeah.
I'm not saying those consequences have to be physical, but there has to be I think it's different when you have boys.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, when
like,
you have a
it's
girl,
definitely different when you have
I wouldn't
boys,
be
right?
able.
It's
Because
hard.
I mean, at some point, that boy starts to
gonna
turn.
understand.
He starts to
Yeah.
try to turn into a man.
Yeah.
And at some point, you know, you gotta put the boy in his place. It's just like having a boy dog. Having a boy dog and having a girl dog is not the same experience.
not at all.
Girl dogs don't try to test you for the alpha role of the house. Boy dogs will 100% try to say,
it at
this
some
is
point.
my house.
Yeah.
And you have to go, no, this is not your house. And they have to respect that. Otherwise, a boy dog will try to, he's just gonna run the fucking house.
But what if that boy dog identifies himself as a girl dog?
Then that's a good point. Yeah,
It's a good
valid.
Then it's harder because if you don't call it a girl,
He tries to buck up sometimes, though. Can you look up before we get too far down this rabbit hole? Can you look up Palmer Luckey? I want to go
yeah,
back.
you
I want to go
mentioned
back
that.
to the. I want to go back to the super technology real
but
quick.
the
What were
other
you
thing
wanting to
that
say?
I was
Go
going
ahead.
to say it about like the Trump thing and about why a couple of weeks ago they were like no kings on the street and now they're like free Maduro.
yeah,
you know?
free. Yeah,
That happens because like most of that people don't really have beliefs or like values. They have things that they hate or like they disagree with.
On Twitter. Sorry. Is it Palmer Luckey? Do you know who I'm talking about? He was on Joe Rogan. He was demonstrating this like super futuristic technology.
He was
I don't
the
know.
one that made the Oculus, so I would assume maybe.
Did he make the Oculus?
That's what it just said.
Oh no shit! It might have been him then. Let's. He was a clip of him on Joe Rogan was just going around due to the Venezuelan guy talking about this.
Technology.
Yeah.
I can see completely that technology being used on that operation.
Yeah. Here we go. Let's pull up this.
Oh yeah,
Pull up this
I
video
think
for
I
me,
showed you
please.
this one.
Maybe.
I actually haven't watched this shit though.
Oh, that makes you
Damn, dude,
look
we
at
have
it
no
like if it
sound.
was daylight.
No.
Okay.
If someone is behind something that you cannot see,
Oh.
you can see them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So what we're watching, y'all, for those who can't see the TV, is a guy was on Joe Rogan named Palmer Luckey, and he's demonstrating this technology that the U.S. government has, where they can see through the walls with this new headset.
Um,
Basically, the operating
okay.
is one combined hive mind where you can all share a view of the world. By the way, this view that I have.
Oh.
So if you're behind that block thing, you know, and I can't see you, but Thomas is over there and he can see you, then I can see you through like that thing, you know, like they were like mark your
And
location.
that's what they're talking about with the drones.
Yeah, because if
So
a
the
drone is up
drones
there,
so the drones were then feeding
like
the location to their heads. Yeah, dude, that guy's 100% telling the truth.
Yeah.
That Venezuelan security guard.
Yeah.
He's 100%
for
telling
real.
the truth.
Yeah.
He
Why
might
would
be
lie?
he might be talking through his experience,
Yeah,
and it may
right.
not be 100% accurate. But the they
Something
might
happened,
have came down full blown. What's the name of the suit that you have in Call of Duty? Where you like exoskeleton suit. They might have came down.
Yeah, bro.
If you read this,
I mean-
it's worth rewatching following the recent Maduro raid. Our special forces are basically rolling out an Iron Man.
Yeah, I retweeted this earlier today.
Bro, they use all the toys.
Dude.
All of
Yeah,
them.
that's why it was so like quick, you know, like we were talking about like what happened in other countries with this kind of intervention from United States, and why it's understandable like people having like doubts and like worries.
Sure, yeah, I get that 100%.
But like you just have to see how all of those other situations happens. You know what happened first? Like they went to war, they destroyed everything, they killed a bunch of people, and then a couple of months, years later, they are able to locate the guy and kill him. You know what happened this time? You know, like in an hour, they go
Bro,
in.
they had literally like a small
Point the mic towards you.
a small replicate of
turn
turn it
it.
a little bit like
Yeah.
like this.
No.
this to the side.
That's right. Yeah.
Too much. There you go. Perfect. In front of me. They had like a little how do you say maqueta?
Like
Little
replicate
like a 3D replication of Maduro's house.
Yeah, like a 3D like render model.
Yeah.
like a model.
Yeah. So they practice like the operation over and over and over.
yeah.
So when they did it, it was naturally for them, bro. It's like drilling. Like when you are about to fight, you drill the technique that you want to do.
To y'all's points, I get, from an American's perspective, I get why people on this side of the country are very hesitant. They're not very big fans of it because we're tired of being the world police from our perspective, right? But now, back to what you're saying is a real fucking thing, right? And looking at that technology, that's a real thing in the sense of that kind of technology. We're in a proxy war with China and Russia. And for those who don't understand what that means, essentially, it's a dick swinging contest at the end of the day. It really is. And so cutting off resources to those other superpowers is an important play, and it's a matter of national security to ensure that they don't catch up to us in technology if they're not already caught up to us, right? And so that they don't come here and do what we just did in Venezuela.
Yeah.
You have to be somewhat of a realist, right? This whole pacifist movement, look, if we lived in a utopia and no one ever had to kill anyone, that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
It'd be lovely, right?
Yeah.
But that's not how the world works.
Nope.
the world and human nature, humans are greedy, humans are power hungry, humans have egos, humans want more and more and more. And so there has to be a level of protection. Do I wish that the US was a defensive first military? Sure. Is it realistic for the world to work that way? I don't know, right? Yeah. But from an American point of view, we've seen what we did in Iraq, 20 years and nothing was accomplished. It was all for opioids. We didn't even take the oil. So not only were we over there for 20 years, we spent trillions of dollars. We lost thousands of Americans. We didn't even come back with anything.
Even
except for opioids. And that was, and if anything, that's the last fucking thing I wish we would take from somebody, because fuck these pharmaceutical companies and fuck opioids in general. Fuck your painkillers and fuck your money. Yeah, bro. If we're gonna go over there, at least come back with oil. Fuck, like at least, right? Not opioids. Fuck that, right? But people look at that and you see this, and then you have the potential of 9/11 being an inside job, and then we know the weapons of mass destruction was bullshit. They didn't have anything. And so we went over there, and then 20 years later, we did the most embarrassing pullout of all time. That was disgusting. I remember talking to my dad about that, asking him, being a guy who was deployed 5 different times, asking him, being like, how does that make you feel? And he said it is the most embarrassing day of his life. Right? And the way we left there was awful. Just fucking trash, right? And then you see ISIS or Al Qaeda parading in our vehicles that we left there. It's terrible, right? And so people see that and know 20 years and our taxpayer money went to that. And then they see this Venezuela thing and they're like, not again. And then you hear Trump talking about Colombia. Then you have Trump talking about doing it to Cuba and threatening other places, right? And I think, if you react very emotionally, I can see how you could get to that point, because you're like, we would like to stop all of that.
Also, if you don't know the context, because you could see just, America again is wanting to get resources from another country. But again, you gotta have the context of the proxy war that it's happening right now, and also of the context of
the country. It's like getting invaded,
Like, I know that the main goal of Trump was like putting order on this part of the world, making it clear to Russia and China that, okay, you guys think you own Venezuela?
Yeah, you can't be on this side of the world. And that's what we actually talked about yesterday. So Ernest was in the military. He also understands that you can't have China and Russia in Cuba and Venezuela. That's way too
they have been there for 30 years, more than 30 years. They have been there.
It's way
spreading all over the Latin American countries.
It's entirely too close.
Bro, guerrillas in Colombia, the guerrillas that are the terrorist groups that have like terrorized the country for years and years, they were trained and instruct their political ideologies by Cuban guerrillas that went down to Latin America, Mexico, Colombia, Venezuela, Peru, all over these countries. They spread the same cancer, bro. The same ideologies. Grab weapons, take over the country, make it yours because it's for the people. Yeah, for sure, it's for the people. For sure.
And the reason
it's for Russia
and
for China.
Another reason why people here in America are mad is because, frankly, the socialist movement is growing.
Yeah.
It's growing. There's no doubt about it, right?
Yeah.
A socialist, vocally socialist, admittedly socialist, was just elected mayor of the financial capital of the United States, right? So the socialist movement is growing, and so there are people who support this because, and then so, I try to put myself in their shoes, and I try to think about, okay, like, how did we get to this point, right? Well, we got to this point because America is not operating like a true capitalistic society anymore. The federal government was expanded so largely that the executive branch is far bigger than the judicial and the legislative branch. And now the federal government has so much power that it is impossible to reel that back in.
Yeah.
And there has been very large corporations that are essentially just monopolies at this point, right?
Okay.
Like medical insurance companies or health insurance companies, they're fucking monsters. They're so big. And that was never supposed to be allowed. Like, companies were not supposed to be able to get this big, right?
Okay.
Like, think right now, Netflix buying Warner Brothers.
Right?
That was never supposed to happen. Like, those kinds of companies that big, like when T-Mobile and Sprint merged, like, that was never the intention of capitalism. And I think that's where people start to get this idea that socialism and communism is a better option, right? Because they see where we're at now as a capitalistic society, but they don't understand that this is not what capitalism is supposed to be. This is not a free market.
You guys have like a bunch of socialist politics.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you guys help the poor. You guys have social help. Like, for example, the scam that just happened on Minnesota. It was Minnesota.
The daycare,
like, there's a reason why your money is going to that. All of that. That's socialism.
It is socialism. And I think there is a percentage of socialism that is important, right?
Yeah.
I think there should be safety nets. I think the government should be there to catch you if you fall, but it should be temporary. The fact that people can stay on this for a long period of time is dangerous.
Yeah.
The fact that there are people who are illegal, that are taking advantage of these situations and these systems is also not great, right? Like, there's people here who are suffering. They need to be taken care of first and foremost. And again, that's why we have to you can't talk about ICE without recognizing what took place between 2020 and 2024. The issue is that there's people that are operating on a different baseline of facts. They don't believe that the border was open. They just don't believe it. And I don't know, like, I don't know how you can't change someone's mind, especially when they just aren't operating in the same timeline.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's something that I talk about a lot. Like, we can sit here and have a discussion because we have a baseline of facts that we agree on. Yeah. Right. And then from there, we might have differing opinions on something or this or that, but the baseline is agreed on.
Yeah, we're talking about
and
the same
so
things.
in order to have conversations with somebody, the baseline has to be agreed on.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're just talking at each other.
Yeah.
Because now I think you're living in a different reality, and you think I'm living in a different reality.
Yeah.
One of us might be correct, one of us might be wrong, but we're never gonna have an actual discourse because we just don't think that we're living in the same reality.
No, we're not talking about the same thing.
And that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, a lot of that it's the language, you know. I feel like all these Marxist ideologies and the leftist movement and all of that, it's based a lot on trying to change literally try to change the meaning of what
the words
mean, you know.
Yeah, it's just semantic. A lot of semantic.
What's an example?
For example, oppressor.
Okay.
Oppressed.
Okay.
Who is oppressed? What is an oppressor, or what is someone oppressed?
Or, for example, ban certain words. There are certain words that you cannot say because it's immorally like.
Yeah, it's immoral. It's like bad, and all of that comes from like a change of trying to like use the language to describe reality and change it to try to like make reality through language.
For example, instead of saying the American government gets into Venezuela to make an operation to take out a narco-terrorist, they say the American
imperialist,
extreme rightist or imperialist Americans take over a country, and they kidnap their president. Correct. It's all semantics.
It's all semantics. It's trying to like make reality something else using language instead of trying to use language to describe reality.
These moral cuffs that they're not even based in a long thought of process. They're based on an ideology that can be adapted to anything that you want. For example, for you to understand what I'm trying to say, for example, you can use you can use, for example,
other people out there.
Yeah. Go for it.
You can use, for example, Colombians. Colombians are being oppressed in the States. Let's say Colombians are being oppressed in the States. So the Colombians are the oppressed. The States are the oppressor. That's simple. So based on this, we Colombians have the right to get your money, your tax money. Okay, that's the basic idea. But we can have the same frame of ideas, but with another example. We are women. Women were oppressed by men. So because of that, we need tax money too.
Or whatever.
Oh, yeah. we were poor. Now we have the weapons. We took over Venezuela. Now, because we were poor, we deserve to have all the companies of the rich people before in Venezuela. All the rich people from Venezuela move to another country and they start making business, but in other countries where you actually are free. And now those people, you own the country, but you own now a poor country.
Yeah.
You know? So socialism could... I mean, there's things...
It sounds good.
It sounds good, but
sounds
never
good.
works.
It sounds incredible.
Yeah, because you're trying to literally picture a fake reality. You're trying to
No, that's the perfect way to put it.
Yeah, so it sounds good because it's literally a fantasy. And all fantasies sound good, you know.
Because it's absent of one thing. Human fucking nature.
Yeah, reality.
Yeah, consequences. Yeah,
humans are humans.
Yeah.
Right? You know, you see all these people like, the world would be a better place without white men. It's like, okay, look.
Okay. What do you mean?
Are we were white men the last people to do imperialism? All right, maybe you could say that, right?
I don't think that's true.
I think that it was the Japanese.
I'm talking about
the
United States. That's what they're calling white men, right?
Imperialism. Yeah.
They're saying that, you know, we came over here and that we stole this land and that you can't be illegal on a stolen land, right? And so that's the argument, right? And then it's, you know, we just go around fucking up all these places and making no place better, which, you know, there is definitely a room for argument there for sure. And it's like, okay, we just get rid of white men and all the problems will be solved. Okay, but that's not true, because every culture, every race, every type of people have all tried to do the exact same thing that the United States has done.
Yeah.
It's just that the United States did it.
Recent.
Yeah, and believe me,
And the most recent, and the
most successful.
And we've done it the most successfully.
Yeah.
But we're hitting that mark where we're now right about tied with the Roman Empire, and the Roman Empire fell right around this time.
Yeah.
And we're walking a very thin line right now.
Yeah.
And we need to be very, very careful, because what's on the other side of this and what people think they want and what's actually on the other side, very terrifying.
Yeah.
And if anybody knows that, it's y'all.
Yeah, bro.
Y'all understand what is on the other side of this fucking coin.
It's madness. It's bro, like a lot of, as you said, all the races have tried to do what Americans.
Everybody's tried to do this,
but non-race, non-brown people, non-yellow people, whatever color people, they're not as nice as white men is. Like, white people are super nice, and that's the controversy. And I know that a lot of white people, like, it's hard for them to hear that, because they think they're the worst people of the world.
I don't think that.
No, but
because
I know, but
I'm
a lot
not
of people
sitting here feeling guilty for something that happened 200 years ago.
Yeah, but you gotta understand.
That shit.
You gotta understand, if your granddad did that. Yeah, but what did my granddad did? You know, he did way worse things, or even the same, or like around the same. Like, on the past, everybody was an ass. Not just white people.
That is true.
Everybody was an ass.
We're just nicer as a people in general. Just now, just in general. Everybody is. Everybody gets along.
Not everybody.
Gets along better. Most people, right?
Yeah.
The 80% of us,
especially white people.
The 80% of us, we go around, and 80% of us all get along pretty well in actual reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you see the 20% of people yelling at each other online, and you think that the world is on fire, when in reality it's just fucking not. And they take advantage of this very strong emotional response.
Yeah.
And that's where we get to the point where it's like, there's a lot of people in this world that are book smart. There's a lot of people with PhDs. There's a lot of people that are very highly educated. They went to very great colleges, all these things. Good for you. I'm very happy for you, right?
Yeah.
But most people are intelligently retarded.
Yeah.
They're just like, most people, emotionally retarded. What did I say? Intelligently? I meant emotionally.
Yeah, it was like...
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, right. You're like, that's an oxymoron.
That's a new expression for me.
No. Emotionally retarded.
But that could work. Like, if you're really smart, but you're... Like, you can be smart and retarded at the same time. I do believe that.
Oh, yeah. Of course, because there's a saying that goes along with that called smart dogs are easier to train.
Yeah.
So people loved, during COVID, they would say, well, how do they get 99.9% of the doctors on their side? Fucking easily, dude.
Yeah.
Fear. I don't want to lose my job. I don't want to lose my license. The tribe, my team, the tribe says to think this way. I don't want to go against the tribe. I'm then going to be outcasted. It's scary out there, bro.
Yeah.
Like getting on here, recording us, talking about things that make people uncomfortable, that's scary, right? Like for a lot of people, it's scary because now it's like, now there's going to be people who are judging you, or they think you're this, or they think you're that, or whatever pejorative they want to throw at you, whether it's racist or bigot or sexist or whatever, right? They want to call you and label you.
Yeah.
And it's like, and so,
but see, everything gets back to the words.
It does get back to words, but
just labels. You're an oppressor. You're this. You're.
But that's the only thing a lot of people have because they don't actually understand anything, and they're not looking at it objectively. No. They're not trying to even understand. They're reacting with an emotional. It's in a very emotional reaction, and so smart. Is it shocking to me that all these doctors got on board with the COVID vaccine, and I believe over half of them knew that it was bad from the jump, and to think that they still went wrong with it, of course they did.
Yeah. It's not the first time they do something like that. No. They did it with cigarettes.
It happens all the time.
They're doing it right now with nicotine.
They did it with sugar.
Sugar too, yeah.
What do you mean with nicotine?
They're doing it right now with nicotine.
How so?
Like, I don't know if it has something to do with the companies, for example, Sin and these kind of like companies that are getting bigger, to start like sponsoring more studies about nicotine. But I have seen that there's like a new wave of studies about nicotine, talking about the benefits of nicotine.
Do you think that's good or bad?
I don't know. I haven't read it depends. If it's actually like a real study, everything good? Yeah. If it's actually like a real study, then it's good. Because bro, like nicotine is there. If there's a benefit, like go on, do your...
I think there is.
Yeah, there is.
I think there is.
I think it improves your attention for a lapse of 20 minutes after you get a small dose. I think it could do that.
It's definitely addictive.
Yeah,
for sure. But I do think the cancerous issues and the real major health issues does mostly stem from
smoking,
the rest of the shit they put in it.
Okay. Yeah, nicotine is not the cause of it. And even recently, I was like reading a study that said that nicotine is not what it's addictive on its own, but it's, for example, if you are used to like smoke a cigarette and drink a coffee, it's like the habit of like drinking the coffee, or if you do it like when you go out to drink, that's what people that are like trying to like leave cigarettes and they are used to like smoke and drink. If they drink, they
smoke a cigarette,
again,
Yeah.
It's because of, or when you're used to driving and smoking cigarettes, it's like the action that you're doing under the influence is what gets addictive.
That's why the vapes are so addictive.
Yeah.
Because you hit it all the time when you're just walking.
Yeah. So then it just
so when you walk, you just need to hit it. That's fucking
like a second nature,
They're crazy.
What?
The vapes are nuts,
bro.
Yeah.
Nicotine vapes are nuts.
There they are.
They get you by the balls.
Yeah.
I've never had something capture me like that.
Bro, I have never like woke up besides a vape. Just when I started hitting nicotine. Like for example, just waking up and
It's just right there. Yeah.
like I was sleeping, hugging it. Like what the fuck,
dude.
bro?
Yeah, dude.
Like
it is crazy, man.
Then you
And
feel
they
like a baby again.
Dude, they fill that thing with sugar too.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
That's
Fill it up. That's where it gets you too. And so it's like, which one's really getting me? Is it the flavor? Is it the nicotine? Am I addicted to the action?
Yeah.
Which part of it is the addicting part?
it's everything.
Also, I do think that
And
a
like
lot
the
of
little
people.
lights and everything that they put, everything is for a reason, like all the lights that they're putting now on the vapes.
Oh yeah, like to make it seem
like
cool.
you smoke and
it's
then
very
everything
pretty,
turns on.
yeah.
Stars, galaxies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Everything is
bro.
designed for that,
No, I also think that a lot of people have like an oral fixation and they don't even know.
What do you mean?
Like they like to do stuff with their mouth.
Yeah, like that's something.
Is that
like,
pause?
Yeah, okay.
That sounds weird.
Pause.
But what I mean is
yeah.
like you get anxious, so you need to do stuff like with your hands or with your mouth.
Yeah,
so
like
people get hooked up to the feeling of smoking.
of sucking like the thing.
Yeah.
We pause.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But we got into nicotine because you say that they were probably like just not lying, but accepting whatever they told them about
Correct.
The vaccines.
Yeah.
I do believe they did that for sure.
I think that's where, so again, it goes back to language. People on the right will use very extreme language like they were all lying or they were all trying to kill us, which, if you put your tinfoil hat on hard enough, you would think that COVID was designed to kill the unhealthy. And then the COVID vaccine was designed to kill the rest of the people. If you put your tinfoil hat on, if you put it on and you dial that bitch up, you're like,
It could be.
that might have been the case. But if we dial it back for a second, I don't think that most people are malicious. I think that it's mostly a tribal thing. It's mostly I don't want to be left out. It's mostly I don't want to be judged by my friends. I don't want to be the outcast. They're not used to being the black sheep.
No.
Like they're not used to being, whether it's being alone or not really part of a team. Like, dude, like growing up, I was just like, I never belonged to a group.
Yeah.
I was never like the jock or hanging out only with sports players or only hanging out with people in the band or like that wasn't my team. So I've never been a teamster kind of guy anyways.
Okay.
Right? I've always been friends with just people I want to be friends with. Right?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people hang out with their group and then they come home and talk shit about their group. We all know these people. Like, they just hang out with people just to hang out with them because they either do the same thing or they feel like they're supposed to hang out with them, or maybe they look similar, or maybe for whatever reason, right? And then they just come home and then they talk shit about them to their spouse, and it's like, yeah, I would experience this all the time with my ex.
Yeah.
She would just come home and then just start talking shit about her friends, and I'm like,
Oh well, or
the fuck
most
you do?
women like do that. It doesn't matter,
Well, the gossiping, right? But it's
they need to talk. They're more.
it's
social.
drama.
But it's different, there's like
There's actual like animosity,
Resentment. Yeah, like
resentment. Like there's actual like hate
bro.
to it, right?
yeah,
It's
like, I'm forced to endure this person, in a certain way. But it's also weird because like right now, I think that there's like this wave of or this culture where people are more openly or more open to discard people around when they don't fit their expectations,
Yeah, because they want to
put myself first, all the time,
That,
not only I have to take care of myself, but if I'm feeling a little uncomfortable or if this thing is bothering me,
But yeah, I would like to talk about this. American people are super nice, especially when you just talk to them for 2 minutes. After that, it's different.
Yeah, that does happen.
How so? Like,
I'm not saying all American people, because for example, we have you. You're like, you actually care about stuff. American people are nice. I'm not saying they're truly
not kind.
They're truly nice.
No.
What I'm saying is that they could say like, hello.
Yeah. So
how are you? How are you?
So that's a big distinction, right?
Yeah.
I'm not nice. I'm kind.
Yeah.
I'm a kind person.
Yeah, you are.
Right? Because a kind person.
You're nice too. What
a kind. But I'm not, because if you do something that needs to be corrected, like say, you start doing heroin.
Yeah.
And be like, Tomas, what the fuck is what are you
what's your
doing?
problem?
Right? Like,
I'm going on my buckets, bro.
I'm gonna sit you down and be like, bro, we need to stop this. We need to fix this, right? Mm-hmm. But if I was a nice person, I'd be like, oh, Tomas, just quit when you're ready. I get it. It's very difficult. I'm sure this addiction is just so hard. I'm just here for it. I just want to support you. I'm just gonna here's a clean needle. Just make sure that needle's clean all times. Like,
can they use the restroom?
Like that's being. That's being nice. There's also like a little bit of enabling to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Being kind is, I'm going to treat you with respect.
Okay, yeah.
But I also,
I'm going to care,
Yeah.
Because being nice is just having that
fake.
attitude,
It's a lot of it's fake, like how you're saying, right?
Yeah.
And so that's essentially what you're describing.
Yeah.
Like, because what they're doing is a small talk, right? And then if they think they can get something from you, or if they think that they can achieve something with you, right? Mm-hmm. Say, for instance, like it's someone who is maybe like a leftist reporter, and they see y'all, and they want to try to see if they can get you to say you support Maduro, or if you support socialism, because they want
to take that from you.
They want you to support that clause to feel better about how they feel about something.
Yeah, and to like perpetuate their idea of reality.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then they want someone who's lived there.
Yeah.
And they want you to agree with it, so then they can reinforce their ideas. Mm-hmm. And once they figure out that they can't do that, then they lose interest.
Yeah.
Because now it's like, now they have to have an uncomfortable conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now they have to defend their position. Mm-hmm. And if you can't defend your position, you don't want to have this conversation. And I've realized this on TikTok.
Yeah.
So on TikTok, I posted about the ICE shooting.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And very objectively, I said, look, it's awful. I don't want to see anybody get killed. But she did hit him with the car. Yeah. That was her action. And the reaction of the officer was to shoot. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We can talk about the morality of it. We can talk about whether or not someone should have the ability to take someone else's life. Whatever, right? We can have all of those discussions. That's fine. But if we look at it just as objectively, and the law, where the emotions do not, like the law does not care about your emotions about it, legally,
a car is can be considered a weapon.
Deadly weapon, and that was assault with a deadly weapon, and an assault with deadly weapon does lawfully allow for the response of also deadly force, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But, and so I posted that essentially, and on TikTok, the comments, it's crazy.
Really?
For how many little views my videos get to how many comments there are on TikTok is pretty nuts, dude. There's like 60 something comments on this video, right? Mm-hmm. And almost all of them, with the exception of maybe like one or two people who are actually willing to have like some kind of back and forth discussion where they actually tried to defend their point. Mm-hmm. Most people just resort to just calling you names. And then if you respond to them calmly and you respond to them like you don't even like respond to them and call them names back or anything. You forget about their anger and you try to move past that, and then you hit them with like, okay, then explain to me what you saw. Yeah. And they won't largely. Mm-hmm. Most of them just wouldn't. They would just keep calling you names. Like one in particular, one person posted this GIF. And it was a picture of a gas meter on the mouth, and it was on full. Okay. And then it posted a gas meter where the brain would be, and it was on empty. Okay. And I was like, okay, cool. Why do you feel that way? Like, what in my video makes it seem like my mouth is on full and there's just nothing in my brain? Mm-hmm. What about it? Oh, well, the picture said enough. Okay, so do you... so elaborate. Like, again, I asked them again. I was like, what is it in the video that you disagreed with? And they're like, you don't know the saying, a picture means 1,000 words? And so, I was just like, oh, okay. So then you don't have the ability to defend your point. You just feel this way emotionally.
Yeah.
There's no actual explanation to it. Okay, got it. Like now I understand where we're at. So now we've established a baseline of facts.
Yeah.
You're only thinking about it from an emotional standpoint, and you're not actually thinking about it objectively whatsoever. Got it. Okay, cool. And so you see this all the time. And I forget where we were going with this, boys.
Yeah, we were talking about. I was trying to remember while you were talking.
Anyways,
Yeah.
So
I mean,
what makes y'all why y'all's opinion is so important? We haven't talked about this yet, and here we are, like an hour and so in. We haven't talked about it yet, but y'all came here from Colombia.
Yeah.
Y'all have been here now, what, 2 years, 3 years?
3 years.
3 years, right?
3 years already.
Not
yeah.
that long. So a lot of y'all's life was spent in Colombia.
yeah.
And so you guys have been here for 3 years now. What is that like growing up in Colombia? Comparatively, like
It depends.
It depends which part,
There's
because
a
it's
lot
not
of
the same
difference.
growing up in Texas than in New York, you know?
But it's
valid,
also
definitely.
different than, I feel it's way different than, for example, growing up on Bogota or Antioquia.
Or on Medellin or in the coast, like it's completely
Cali.
different.
It changes.
Because
Like
we were
between
born on
cities, it
Bogota,
changes a
which
lot.
is the capital of Colombia, which is the most developed. Some people from Medellin will say like we're almost there, but Bogota is the most developed part of Colombia. Most of the business, like they grow and they explode in Bogota. You know, every part of the country goes to Bogota to make the business. You know, because that was the capital, even though it's not on the coast like most capitals on the world are. Because like you want the ships to be able to get into the capital, you know. No, Bogota was right on the middle, which is good if somebody wants to take over the country, because like they have to walk all the up the hill, but not anymore because they have drones, so they can get you petrol. So the cool thing about be born in Colombia, I think it's the people. Because even though the resources are not the same like on a first world country, we all Latins, we know that when you don't have like internet, you end up talking more, you know? So the cool thing, one of the most different things that I can feel about being born in Colombia and being born here was that you are more exposed to the streets, you know? And it's not that we were gangsters or something, no. You just walk on the street.
Shelter, I think so, you know, but you are outside, you know.
You just hung out outside.
Yeah, and
You
it's
walk-
not like here where you have to go out, and if you go out, you need a car, you know, because if not, you're not gonna get anywhere in less than an hour, you know. Like out there, you go out and you have to walk, you have to go places, you have to like take the public transportation, and not only one, you have to like take 3 to get to somewhere.
So every single day you're going to be looking like at least 25 people at the face, at their eyes, interacting with them, and that's it, you know?
Yeah.
Here in America, there's days when I just see him. That's it. I just stay at home. Oh, I'm hungry. Order something.
Yeah.
Oh, I need milk. Go in my car to Walmart. I don't even look in the eyes to the people because I can pay for my own things, you know?
you go
Everything
to
is
self-checkout.
automatic, you know? You don't need that human relation. So that I wanted to make that clear first. It's not just something from Colombia, it's something from a third world country. You know, on a third world country, you usually have people that are not better, but they're more used to interacting with people. That's why I also say that people here in Colombia, in the States, are super nice. But when you talk more than 2 minutes, some of them can struggle to socialize.
Yeah, or to like go in that
Or keep
second level of like a connection, you know?
Yeah, like
Because it's very surface level.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very surface
they
level.
stay
I
at
get
the
actually
surface.
deep to the
way I will
emotions, you know?
describe it, it's the culture's value or see community in a different way, you know? Like in Colombia or third world countries, community is everyone around.
Also
you
the
know?
time. Also the time. People here don't have time.
Yeah.
I arrived to the States and I don't have time anymore.
Yeah, like everything has to be like...
Does it have to be?
I feel like right now
doesn't,
it's a
but it's the
little
culture
less, but
here.
in the culture, like if you want to be seen respectful or like professional or like you are doing something, normally you have to like be all the time on time and
No, and
doing something.
also what I mean is time is money here.
Yeah.
So if I spend 30 minutes instead of 10 minutes talking to you, then like I'm losing money, I'm losing time, you know? Like a lot of people that I have talked to, that's like kind of like the view here in America. Like you guys are really optimal in doing things in a productive way. That's why you guys like took over Maduro in just like 50 minutes. Bro, that's impressive. And I respect that so much from America. But for example, in Colombia, it's super common. Just go to the street, to the store, I need milk. But then the owner of the store, she asked me, oh, do you want some coffee? Yeah, for sure. Just sit down with her. 40 minutes passed. We're still talking. Oh, I'm late for this. I'll be back. Bye. Like you're leaving.
Yeah, so,
You are not here. Oh, I need to be here. Oh, I need to. And then X. Somebody say this on X. Somebody say this on Instagram. Then, so the most like different thing I will say is that like people are more on the real world. You know, you cannot just be walking on the street with your phone because they're going to take it, bro. They're gonna take it.
Someone's gonna run and.
Yeah, they're gonna take it. So you cannot like be on this fantasy world all the time. You need to be more on the real world.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's interesting. So it's not so much like there is a little bit of aspect of the rat race, right? Like here in the U.S., it's just constant go.
Yeah.
That rat race, like you know that.
Yeah, it's really fast.
You know, you're trying to achieve something, right? I think a lot of people do it very inefficiently, right? There's more efficient ways to do it where you can enjoy those slow moments that you're describing, right?
Yeah.
But then the other aspect that you're describing is that it's just it's different from you need to be more aware because there can be things that can happen there that don't happen here as often.
But also here, you need to be more aware than when somebody calls you, probably it's a scam. In Colombia, they cannot get your phone number. Like,
they love
bro. How did you guys get my phone number?
Because Americans are naive.
Yeah.
Right? So America largely, I believe, is a very empathetic country.
Yeah.
We want to help people. We want to help people. Largely, this country wants to help people, right? That is how the government continues to get away with all these different kinds of wars, different kinds of operations, like if it's Venezuela or Iraq or Nigeria or all these different places that the CIA operates in, right? They can justify those things because the American people want to help other countries.
Yeah.
We are now seeing a turn where it's like, hey, we want to help here first because from an infrastructure standpoint, America is really far behind compared to like a Japan, compared to China, compared to South Korea, compared to these other countries, like infrastructure wise, we're so far behind.
Also, you guys have debt, like the money that you guys print, like it doesn't exist.
Dude.
Because you guys are in debt.
Dude, that's
and you guys are spending like, that's why I also like,
it's a whole nother
can empathize with people that don't agree with the Maduro situation because America, they're going to get some money from the oil, but they're investing way more money just on the operation, on fixing everything in Venezuela, on like just talk with, it's expensive. It's expensive as fuck.
We were saying,
it's expensive.
Like, if they want to make actual money from like the oil, they need to like first invest a lot of money and infrastructure and people into rebuilding those
refineries.
Those refineries back in Venezuela. You know,
that is the point. You know that comes back to what we were saying with American people who are upset about this, right? Because that is a very valid call out, right? Like that's taxpayer money that's going over there to do these things, and we have issues here. We have things here. Like how come we don't have a train that takes you from Dallas to Houston to Austin.
Yeah, that's fair.
At 300 miles per hour like Japan does.
Yeah, that's fair.
We should 100% have that train, right?
Why not?
But the issue is there's bureaucracies. So this goes back to the federal government being too fucking big, right? It's too big, it's too inefficient, and there's too many hands in the pot and too many people who are grabbing at power constantly, right? Like in California, $18 billion to build a high-speed rail. They haven't built any of it. None of it. Not a single ounce of it. There's not a single railroad track
And those 18
put down.
billions, they already have been spent.
Oh yeah,
On what?
exactly.
Is it public or
Yeah.
not? Like, is it public on what did they spend the
Oh,
money?
what they spent it on? I don't know if they. So, I don't. I'd be
Or they
talking.
don't
I'd be
need to
talking
make
out
it
of my
public.
ass. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I do know is
Yeah.
that is where that money was supposed to go, and none of it has ever happened. It just hasn't happened, and it's been years.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know the exact time frame, but I'm pretty sure it's been at least 2 to 5 years ish, something like that, right? But that's the issue, right? Like, there's too many hands in the pot. There's too many people, too many bureaucracies, too many NGOs, too many government contractors, too many defense contractors, and that goes goes back to in 1929, something like that, Franklin D. Roosevelt became president. He served 4 terms. On the 4th term, he died like 2 months in, but he was president for 4 terms, elected for president 4 terms, right? During those 4 terms, he passed lots of different legislature. The 2 famous ones that we read about growing up in the history books is the New Deal and the Second New Deal.
Okay.
And what these did at the time was helped impoverished communities rise up, helped infrastructure, helped all these things that people think, not think, but people say was this incredible thing, right? That he did these wonderful things. What they fail to realize, or what they fail to talk about, is that in order for him to have done what he did, so he put in place like Social Security, which we know now is largely a fucking fraud. It's a scam.
Really?
Right? And yeah, I mean, you pay, $1 million+ over your lifetime working, and you only get $800 a month or $1,000 a month when you're 65. That doesn't fucking equate.
Oh, okay. So
That doesn't equate. If you would have just saved that money yourself and kept that money, you would have way more money.
Okay, so
you'd be way better off.
So that investment is to study like cybersecurity, or for what?
No, Social Security.
Social Security. Oh, Social Security. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now I get it. I was like,
and so he started that, right? So he put that stuff in place, right? He started all of these big federal agencies, big agencies, right? Very socialist, right? Very socialistic ideas.
Yeah, policies. Yeah.
He did exactly what George Washington told us not to do ever. Yeah. He expanded the federal government so vastly that it opened the floodgates. I'm not saying he did this purposefully, but the reality of it is 80 years later, he opened the floodgates to where all of this government corruption, all this fraud, all this bureaucracies, all these inefficiencies, everything was largely, if not completely, due to his expansion of the federal government, because it started this precedent where the Supreme Court could start very loosely interpreting things, where now they can be like, well, I don't know how to explain that. I'm not as familiar with that part, but that was one point. So I would, be asking AI, like, break this down for me. Like, how did we get to this point? Like, how did we get here? Like, how did we get to this point where there's so many fucking hands in the pot? We're so inefficient. We're so bloated. And AI will track it back to FDR every time. I've done this with 2 different AIs, 2 different ways, and it comes back to the same point every time.
For me, it's like a really, really clear example that we can have is how many houses has the ONU, built in Africa? How many houses has Mr. Beast built in Africa?
How many?
I don't know.
Mr. Beast, a lot, and he even made something for they to have like a water system too. Like he had helped the community,
in a bigger way than an organization, a governmental organization, where you have
Correct.
1,500 people involved on this process, moving this money. You need to pay all these 1,500 people. They lived based on your help to this country or to these people. You know, they lived. They're
paid.
cancer, bro.
They live from
Exactly.
the misery of.
That's the problem of having like socialist policies.
Perfect example is the homeless problem in California. The average salary of the people who are supposed to fix the homeless problem in California is $170,000 a year.
Okay.
If you're paying me $170,000 a year to fix a problem, why would I fix
it.
the problem?
Yeah.
There is no incentive for me to fix the problem. I'm getting paid a very comfortable
While the
wage.
problem exists.
Right? If you make $170,000 in this country, that is cush. That is very comfy.
No, that's
a really good money.
That's very comfy.
So good.
I live well and I make nowhere close to
Oh, bro.
right?
Close.
And so I can only imagine that would be very cush. And that's not even really a lot of money in the grand scheme of things, but it's enough money for a normal person with a normal life to live very fine, right?
Yeah.
To have no issues. Money is not a problem as long as you're smart with it. Yeah. And so why would I fix the fucking problem? I wouldn't fix the problem. And so it's to your point, right? And so that's why I largely believe, I guess it aligns mostly with like a libertarian point of view. The government should be small as fuck.
Yeah.
And if we could go back to pre-Woodrow Wilson's presidency, before he enacted income tax, and then FDR came afterwards, if we could go back to pre-Woodrow Wilson, that government, the government that was ran and respected the Constitution, but we took the social morals of, like 2012, 2013, and we took those like social morals and we combined it with that small ass federal government, and we combined those two things today, we would have a beautiful life. It would be beautiful.
Yeah, it's just about priorities, Like I think for a while, and this has to do with what's happening in America, but in reality all around the world. That is this like perspective of reality in which like all that we have talked about, like consequences don't exist, everything is really emotional, everything is subjective, so it's the way that I see it. When you combine all of that, you get what you're having right now, but if you are able to like get your priorities right and set a culture in which priorities are actually established based on reality, then I feel like it might sound like, oh, it's as simple as that, but it
really is that simple.
It's as simple as that.
It really
because
is
that way,
simple, dude.
all people are living in the same reality.
Yeah,
all people understand consequences, and all people can talk to make those consequences better.
That's the most important thing. Even if not everybody agrees on the general myth that we have in common. For example, if we say that drinking coffee is bad, even if Jordan doesn't agree with me, he's going to know that when he drinks that coffee in front of us, we're going to be like, what the fuck is he doing? What the fuck is this? Like, this shouldn't be happening. This is wrong. So if you normalize something on a society, if you normalize go to the street and burn cars and steal stuff from stores just because they kill a man of color. If you normalize that, then the next time that they killed a woman because the woman tried to run over the agent, they're going to try to do the same thing, just create chaos, Yeah,
it is to create chaos.
So the problem, it's on the based myth that we have as a society. It's not the same one. Everybody has their own, and it should be like that because that's freedom, that's freedom. You pick what you want to believe, but there should be some stuff that should not be negotiable.
Or at least like the typical, like, okay, you can believe whatever you want, you can be whatever you want, but you cannot force the government to enforce other people to believe that,
your vision,
to believe that
but
vision.
It's not that simple, because then if you have no vision, there's an empty space, and anything can fill that.
Like being a furry.
Like being a furry? No, but I'm talking about like culturally wise, what the government or most of the people should be promoting. They should be promoting a culture. And here in America, it was promoted for a long time, the no culture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
there
right.
is no culture no more. There isn't.
Yeah.
There is, because there's always is going
There's
to be.
always a culture.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't take care, like consciousness of what you're gonna believe and what people are going to believe, they're going to believe or whatever or what other country wants them to believe. So for example, if people here they don't have a God, why will they think that something is bad? Just because it feels bad? But then like discipline feels bad too. Then discipline is bad? No, it's not the same. Then why killing is bad and discipline is not bad if they both feel bad? And at the moment, you know, it's like you have no map where to go.
Objective. There's no like objective.
You say you want to do good as a society, but you don't even know what it's good anymore.
Yeah.
You want to help kids
say whatever they want is good, then who decides what?
Yeah, you want to help kids to feel better about themselves and not have depression. So you give them hormones for them to be whatever they want to be. Sounds good. It's not good at all.
Okay.
It's evil.
So let's talk about this because we talked about this yesterday. Ernest is a very religious man. Y'all two are both very religious people, right? I'm not like a super religious person. I do believe there's a higher power. I think religion itself can get messy and it can get odd, right? But to both of y'all's points right now, there has to be some kind of compass. There has to be something guiding you. There has to be a set of beliefs and set of morals that are driving you through life. And I personally believe that I just have those, like they're in me, right? I didn't grow up in the church. I didn't grow up as a Christian or a Catholic or anything. I didn't grow up, living by the 10 Commandments, but naturally, just in my own self, when we're talking about like what feels bad and what feels good, I know being like when my little like bitch mind starts saying like, nah, just sit on the couch. Like I know it's not good, right? Like it's built into me, right? And so that's
a sin. You're being lazy,
right? And so there's been this compass, one way or another. It has been inside me without even without even like having to be a very religious person, right? But clearly, as we see now, not everybody can do that on their own. They need something. Hold on. Yeah, I'm getting to my point. And so
it's cooking.
And so they need something, right?
Yeah.
And so Texas made it mandatory that the 10 Commandments are in every classroom. Okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, well, it makes sense to you, right? But to someone who is either Islamic or is...
So, can you... Oh, she's not here. I was going to ask her to pull up the 10 Commandments.
She actually had... Oddly enough, she has it pulled up from yesterday, so she probably could easily.
Oh, nice.
But, so, to your point, right?
Yeah.
It gets weird because separation of church and state, right? Public schools are government funded. The church and the state should never mix.
I do agree.
Right?
Yeah,
either that or the church needs to start paying taxes, right? Like one or the other, right? And so they're not supposed to mix. But in Texas, they are now mixing. It is now like it has to be... it's pretty strict too. Like it has to be in a certain position in every classroom, and if it is the fall, it needs to be put up in that exact same position. And I largely agree, but I largely agree with the concept.
Yeah.
But I wish that we could, because obviously, again, there's going to be people who are just naturally put off. There's going to be people who are going to be like, I'm not listening because it's a Christian idea. Yeah. I'm not listening because I think those people are awful. I'm not listening because of X, Y, and Z, right?
Yeah.
Just because of its ties to religion.
Yeah.
Versus, and it is silly, but in theory, it's like, why couldn't we just name it the compass of life?
Yeah, like
and take out
try to take out the religious part of it,
and take out the religious part of it,
the
Yeah.
practicity,
and
the
put
practical
part
Yeah,
of
because
it.
on the practical part, like
Thou should not kill.
Don't
Thou
kill.
thou
I agree
should
with
not
that.
lie.
I agree with that.
Right?
Don't steal.
Don't fuck your
Friends, girl.
friends, girl.
Yeah, right.
I agree with that
No
too.
adultery.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
all of those things are good guiding compasses to
Yeah.
make you a better person in
Also,
life.
honor
And to
your
make
parents, and that will
society-
give you a long life. That's one of the
Yeah, but that's one of the honor of
like
your parents.
basic stuff. Honor your parents.
Yeah.
That's not
something
a
that
commandment
and
anymore.
That's something that here people normally don't do. You know, people
It's because everybody wants to blame their
you don't know.
depression or their anxiety, or
Yeah.
they want to blame. Look, people here want to, instead of look internal, they want to just project and externally
They don't want
blame
accountability.
everybody. They don't. There is no accountability. They don't want to. It's why we're here for the most part. Like it just like.
a lot of people live in a like I told you, in a fake reality.
There's no other way to fucking put it.
made of emotions where consequences don't exist and everything is supposed to be how I feel it, you know? That's literally how a lot of people are living right now. And I understand the part that you're saying that when you like put a religious name into something like the Ten Commandments and you say that people of this country, of this nation, are supposed to believe this, you know? Like it sounds like you're enforcing like...
Correct. It sounds like a theocracy.
religious. Yeah, exactly. It's like you're like taking my freedom away. But when you like change, like you said, like take out the religious aspect of it, this nation was based on Christian morals, you know?
It was.
Not in Muslim morals, not in Indian
Not in
morals.
Muslim, not in Indian morals, not in like
Buddhist morals.
Buddhist
It was
morals.
Christian
It
morals.
was Christian morals, you know?
It is true.
So there's a way that this country had of working, you know, and it worked for a little bit. Yeah, there was a lot of bad shit going on, and some shit has been like started to like get corrected, some other like was corrected already, and people don't want to like go back to that stage where everything could be justified, but say God wants me to do this, you know, or God says that this is correct, you know.
God
But
says you
Tomas-
should love your neighbor as you love yourself.
And what Thomas was saying is right, you know, when you're not like, how do you say this? Intentional about the way that you are thinking or the way that your country is moving towards culturally, then whatever happens, you know? And yeah, we say that here we value freedom, you know, in the United States we value freedom, but Islamist countries, Chinese countries, a lot of those places, they don't really value freedom. Like they like to feel free, you know, but it's not like a value of their culture, you know. It's what you were saying, the way that you have like set up what you think is right or wrong is based on your values and your beliefs. Values and beliefs that have been based on the Christian morals, because that's the culture that you existed, you know, that you
So
were
for example, here is the only country where the government doesn't kidnap. They capture they capture an enemy of the country who is also a terrorist, who is also a killer, who is also a genocide, who is also all of this stuff, and then they bring him here and they give him an option to have the attorney that he wants to. He has an attorney, bro.
here.
He has an attorney, one of the best with good history here in America. He's been able to pay it because the American government is letting him do that. Which country will do that with an enemy? They will just grab him and kill him.
Yeah, they would
To jail. What the fuck? What?
Bomb everything.
Why are you? Yeah.
Hope that he dies there, you know?
Bro, they brought him here. He was like, "Oh, Happy New Year, Happy New Year." They were trying to be nice with him. They gave him the opportunity to defend himself. Like that is 100% just Christian moral.
Yeah, that's like the morals of, okay, everyone is equal, you know? And that's not based on a nice feeling that someone wants.
What
you know?
what was Russia doing on Ukraine? Ukraine. They were trying to do the same operation that they did in Venezuela, that America did in Venezuela, not kill no civilians, just get the leader. No, they were bombing.
Yeah,
they were
like,
bombing the shit out
they
of
were
them.
trying to kill everything that
The moral is different, and
It's a different
America was founded on Christ. That's what I do think that it's really important that people remember where
But
they
I think
belong.
people then start to get upset because we also fund Israel. and what they're doing
that
to
is-
Palestine.
And they use
True.
Christian morality to do that.
To do that,
which
they're
is
like,
super wicked.
You're supposed to help
Super
us
wicked.
because the Bible says that you're supposed to like help.
But even the Bible,
the Jewish people,
Jewish
yeah.
people.
yeah,
the
even the
people of
Bible,
God.
the Bible warns us about this. That
Yeah.
that's going to happen, and it's happening with Jewish people.
But to finish like my point about culture, like the culture of this country is a culture that comes from a European culture. It's a culture that comes from like Christianity, and since like for a while now, people have not been intentional about how that culture is preserved or what those values and those beliefs actually mean for society. Then anything, whatever the people that control the media is trying to put as the culture, is what is setting up as the
woke culture.
Yeah, and it's like a shitty culture, you know, like
Woke culture.
woke culture, but not only on the woke side. A lot of it comes from the woke, but it's just like the promiscuity, the individualism, the consumerism, you know, like all of that stuff that is being pushed, and it's like becoming the identity of United States, when that's not really what this country was like.
This country
to
is
start from,
cowboy
you know?
boots, cowboy hats, fireworks,
Freedom, goddamn.
freedom. Fuck yeah.
And
country's
people are
freedom.
not living in freedom right now because they are forgetting those values. They are not valuing that freedom. They think, oh, as long as the government gives me a home and food and everything I need to survive, then I can just put my head down and that's good, you know, because that way I'm safe.
No,
I'm safe.
In change
because
of what? Of your freedom?
Of your freedom. They're changing
The
freedom.
good thing is
from
that Americans still
safety.
have guns, you know? So you can fight back somehow the government a little bit. The government knows that if they start like something that is really off with the American population, there will be a war.
Yeah, there is not gonna like.
There will be a
just
war, and Americans
happen
have
what
guns. But
happens
for
in
example,
UK.
what happens with Venezuelans? They don't have guns.
Or in the
So they
UK
say,
right
oh,
now.
Venezuelans should fix their own problem. Yet they're fighting guns with sticks and
with
rocks,
stones,
bro.
yeah, literally.
Dude, that's a valid point. We'll
Yeah.
come back. We'll come back to that because it is interesting, and I want to know when y'all started to recognize these things when you got here. But
Yeah.
but to your point, real quick, dude, bro,
UK?
Yeah.
take this off real quick.
Yeah, no worries.
Things got
I'm gonna
serious.
put it on.
Yeah, go for it, my guy. Now my hair's all fucked up. You got me on camera. Dude, the UK has lost its fucking shit.
Yeah,
Bro,
that's
it's fucking crazy.
They have locked up more people than any other country based on social media tweets, based on...
That's crazy.
The craziest one is the girl who got beat by her boyfriend.
What?
Have you heard this one?
No.
I think that's
Why?
right.
Okay, so this girl, this woman was attacked by her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Her boyfriend beat her up so badly that she had to go to the hospital.
Okay.
In a like kind of like a fit of rage, but also just venting to her friend, she calls him a faggot,
Oh.
right?
Okay, yeah.
And so she calls him that, and then her friend snitches on her, and you know, I don't know if she leaks it or if she called the cops or fucking whatever, dude. Somehow, though, the authorities find out and they come and arrest her. And her boyfriend didn't get arrested. And her boyfriend is the one who hit her, caused physical and actual pain.
Did they got her on the hospital or on her house?
So I've heard it both stories. The most recent one, and I think the most recent update was that she was actually arrested. Like they busted into her house while she was in the shower.
Damn.
Yeah, in the bath. And so she was actually arrested naked.
Oh my God, trying to recover from that beating.
All for saying a word. A word over there that they call cigarettes. They just don't add the got part. They just call it a fag.
Yeah.
Right? But it's a very common word over there because it means a bundle of sticks.
Yeah.
And so it's literally, so that's what they call packs of cigarettes.
Yeah.
So it's a word over there that they've been using for a very long time that actually has zero association with homosexuality.
Okay.
And that word has never really actually really pertained to homosexuality anyways.
Okay.
That word's always just been like,
Such an asshole.
it's always just been like, kind of like you're being a pussy.
Okay, like CC.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was never actually like
You're a
directly tied, to like you like men. Like that was never the usage of that word. It just wasn't. It just wasn't, right?
Yeah.
And so so the UK has lost their mind. So that's one aspect, right? So now they're trying to ban X. So that's just another attack on freedom of speech. So people are getting arrested. They have no guns. They gave up their guns in the 90s. Now they're being forced to do a digital ID. So all of these things only happen because of your point. Yeah. If the people can't rise up, and to your point about Venezuela, what are they going to do? They're going to rise up with sticks and stones. You see the videos of Maduro having his military and the military Humvees just running civilians over.
How many like if we can look on our phones, how many kills, like how many civilians have Maduro killed just on his years? Maduro has been in power. The Chavez regime, I think, has been like 27 years.
Yeah, it was like 27, 29 years, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, while you look that up, I'll finish my point. So it's like, and then the last thing that really makes you go, holy shit, dude, it's that bad, is the United Arab Emirates, right, where Dubai is, and where is Abu Dhabi, the country. They have a wonderful program where citizens of UAE can go to any country and the government of UAE will pay for your education. But they have certain countries that are on the banned list. And the most recent country that they added to the banned list was the UK.
Really?
And so this came out last week, or this week, I guess. And it came out saying that the UAE will no longer sponsor their citizens to go to the UK for university because they're scared that the UK will radicalize them in Islamic radicalization.
Man.
Who is scared about this?
The United Emirates.
Arabs.
The Arabs?
Yes.
Are scared of radicalization?
So the UAE, think about how fucking crazy this is for a second.
Yeah.
Right? Really, like, say it twice in your head. The UAE, I posted this on Instagram and I said, read this twice because it just doesn't it's crazy. But you look it up and it's a real fucking thing. So the UAE deemed the Islamic Brotherhood, or the Muslim Brotherhood, I think it's the Muslim Brotherhood, a terrorist group in 2014.
Okay.
The UK, with their white guilt and with their fucking everything else that's going on over there, they have obviously allowed an extreme amount of Muslim immigration, right? Look, again, same thing that we talked about earlier. I'm sure a lot of them are great people, but there also are some that have some very different moral values, completely different, especially in ties to women, especially when it comes to rape, especially when it comes to raping of non-Islamic women. It is allowed. It's normal.
Encouraged.
It's
encouraged.
It's a fucking reality. Believe whatever you want, but that's the fucking reality of it, dude.
Sport.
And so there's just some people with those extreme morals and extreme values that came from certain parts of that area. That's what they're traveling into the UK with, and then it's now deemed racist to ask people to assimilate into our culture if you come here, right? And so then the UAE deemed that the Muslim Brotherhood was a terrorist group in 2014, and the UK refuses to say that they are a terrorist group. And so the UAE said, fine, nobody from my country can now go study college at your country on our dollar. They say, like, if you want to pay for it yourself, fuck it, go for it. But the government will no longer pay for you to go to any UK university. That's when I use this example in New York. More people who made more than $100,000 voted for Mandami than people who made less than $30,000. It's the exact same concept. So the UAE, a largely Islamic population, is telling you these Islamic folks are not good, that they have very extreme and very dangerous morals that completely contradict y'all's morale, like y'all's values. And they're trying to warn you. And then for whatever backwards ass mental gymnastics reason, you're just disregarding all of it.
You double down. You say like, okay, I'm going to be more Islamic than you.
Right? And so then same thing in New York.
Yeah.
The people of New York, the less, the poorer people, the less wealthy people are telling you, do not do this. And then wealthy people or wealthier people who have made money due to capitalism is thinking, I want to help poor people, so now I'm going to vote for this socialist when the poor people that you think you are going to be helping are screaming at you to not do it.
Don't do it.
But you're not listening because, again, you just live in a different reality. How can you possibly understand? You are someone who lives in the East Village making $120,000. You can't possibly fathom or possibly understand what somebody in New York City making less than $30,000, like what their world is like, right? But and you think you're trying to do them a solid, but you're not actually listening to those people, right?
Same with Venezuela situation.
Yeah, same with the Venezuela situation.
It's the exact same thing right now, right?
Yeah,
it's why y'all's opinion is very important, and these conversations should be happening because I don't know what it's like. I've lived here my entire life. I don't know what true communism looks like. I know that we're getting scared. We're fucking... We are walking that tight wire. I understand. I have at least the objectiveness to know that if we flip that coin, unflipping that coin means shooting. Means blood. Means
a lot.
Means a very bad time.
A lot of blood.
People people talk about a revolution, people talk about standing up, but the reality is, dude, a lot of people will die. And if you're not prepared, if you don't have food, if you don't have water, if you don't have guns, if you don't have ammunition, if you don't have the outdoor skills, if you don't have the survival skills, if you don't know how to hunt, if you don't know how to grow crops, and a true revolution was to happen and a true socialist government was in place and that was to break out and another civil war was to break out, it is scary to think about, because it's going to be millions of people dying.
Not just that, it's not time for that. Like, if America gets weak from the inside, you think that Americans, we all want to be free, so we're gonna, everybody is going to have their own land, everybody's going to like live by their own, they're going to eat natural food again and that kind of stuff. Like, that sounds like a dream.
I wish.
But if you separate the powers on America, then it's just a territory. It's not
someone's gonna come get it.
Who? We already know, like Russia and China. Everybody. You will be speaking Chinese. I will be speaking Chinese. I don't want that to happen.
Then maybe, right? Maybe not.
But a lot of people don't see it that way. A lot of people think that it will literally just be that. Now we will live normally, but speaking Chinese. It's not like that.
No, it's not like that. Everything changes.
Will change.
For example, in Colombia right now, the president, he's a leftist president, Petro. He used to belong to the M19, that it's a terrorist group. I wish we could pull things up here. I'm going to look for it.
How many people did you find it?
No, I didn't find it.
An estimate?
No, I didn't find it.
There's no way to know, right? Like, we're not tracking. Like, no. There's no way to know.
Maybe if I look in Spanish,
that, right?
Because I looked on...
No, there's like an approximate number about the disappearance, the political prisoners, the tortures, and about all of that. But I don't know if it's like official, because like how
do you know? And it's probably way more than what they would document anyways.
For example, they were looking on the streets for your phone. If you are a Venezuelan, randomly they can stop you, seeing if you post something about Trump, like let's go Trump, Papi Trump.
I've seen that.
You're in prison now.
You're a person. So things are definitely not done yet. There's still a lot of left to do in Venezuela before like things actually like settle down. But I mean, at least like it's a change, you know, and that's what people have been wanting for so long, something to change.
Okay, this was from 2024. Just in 10 years, 10,000 killed, like 1,000 per year by the government. But like actually, like the ones that they reported.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they openly, as a country, reported to the ONU, okay, this many people were killed on this protest, you know. So
Yeah.
I don't know how many they didn't like openly admit it.
Yeah,
that they have been killed.
Yeah.
You know, and I was saying the thing about the president in Colombia. It's because, I hear like a lot of people excited about starting revolutions here in America. Like, let's be free. Let's. There's a lot of people that romanticize anarchism here.
I think it's a movie.
Yeah, they do think it's a movie, dude. Like, for one, dude, like, the reality of the fact is there's one side that is 1,000 times more armed than the other side.
Yeah, that's...
And if that other side doesn't have the backing of the government as well, it's going to be a slaughter. Yeah. And no one wants that. No one wants that, dude. Like, that would be bad. Be really bad. But it's also why it's scary if we get, you know, a Mandami as president. Yeah. Because then it's turned, right, where they do have the backing of the government. Yeah. And then it's like, okay, now are you going against those guys that cleared out hundreds? Because now it's gonna be a lot of us getting
your
murked.
ears are gonna bleed on.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of us getting murked, right? Yeah. There's gonna be. Thank you, love. My hair's that bad, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
Thanks.
It looks stylish.
Y'all fucked me up. That's crazy. Taking my hat, bro.
No, the thing that I was trying to say is like this president from Colombia, he used to be part of the M19. I don't know if you can look for that M19.
So are you? Oh shit, my bad. So would you be in favor of the United States going into Colombia?
And for now, not yet, because Petro...
The situation is different.
Did he? Yeah. Was he?
He's not a dictator. He was elected.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sadly.
He was elected.
Understood. And so when was he elected?
Like 4 years ago. Yeah. He's about to be gone.
Yeah, his first term is about to finish. We'll see if like he gets re-elected. Although
the states recently they sent some people to the Colombian White House that is called El Palacio de Justicia, the Justice Palace. They took like 60 weapons and one anti-drone from American technology from the Colombian White House.
Yeah, because
so we're unprotected on the where the president is. Like, we're unprotected.
Yeah,
because
he said that he wasn't staying there to sleep because, like, since the weapons belong to the United States, they were like, we'll give them back, you know?
So even if some people thought that Venezuela could actually fight, nobody thought that they could fight back the states. Nobody, like, Americans? Or
some Americans.
Yeah, it had to be Americans. Only Americans are that naive.
Because we know
that hasn't happened here. Yeah. That hasn't happened here, and we have guns.
Yeah.
So, of course, you're going to be naive in the sense of thinking like, oh, they could have just changed it, right? But now, in all fairness, though, we have seen 3 governments get toppled last year without a single shot fired. Bulgaria, Chile, and Nepal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah.
But Chile right now, like, they sent their support to Maduro.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I think it was the president or one of the representatives. He was publicly talking about how they reprehend the action of the United States because they are attempting against the sovereignty. Yeah, weird. Of Venezuela, even though everybody knows that Maduro lost the elections, so they still have business with Venezuela and Cuba. I don't know what type of business. Probably it's about narco traffic too, because they all are selling cocaine. All of them, they're sending cocaine to here. Maduro, Petro, Cuba, almost all Latin American countries are sending drugs to here, you know, and the government of each country, they know.
They know.
But we also traffic those drugs too. The U.S. has had a.
Yeah, I know.
The U.S. has had a lot of fun with that. We talked about Barry Seal yesterday.
Not just that, I don't think cocaine is that popular anymore here, like opioids.
Yeah.
So they have a bigger problem with drugs here than the drugs outside.
Or even like prescription drugs, you know, like a lot of people are hooked on those here.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah,
I mean, just SSRIs, just antidepressants. 15% of the population.
Yeah, so I don't think that Trump went to Venezuela or he wants to get into Colombia because of our resources or because of the drugs. I think it's just like
Power to show
the power.
like I'm in control.
Not just show, because if you fixed Colombia, Mexico, Venezuela, and Peru, and you put them on the same direction with you, bro, Russia cannot do nothing to
But
us.
I think people have the problem with the word that you said, fixed. Like, what does that mean? Because obviously
we're broken. We are a broken country.
Because obviously what we're talking about is, right, we agree on what fixed means, right? Like a true capitalistic free market society, right?
Yeah.
But again, we're talking about people who the rise of socialism, the rise of communism, and that there are people who think that that is a better way. And so when they see or when they hear President Trump talking about these things, they get very worried because that's not the government, that's not the fix that they think should take place, right?
Okay, yeah.
And so I think that's when people start to get very wary because they're like, no, we don't want another America, right?
We do.
Well, we want the root of America,
Yeah.
right? Not necessarily where we're at now, where fucking, you know, insurance companies are trash.
Yeah.
Healthcare, not great, right? I mean, when I say not great, it's not that it's not great because you get some incredible healthcare here, but you have to be able to pay for it, right?
Yeah.
I don't agree with free healthcare. Like not free. I agree with affordable. Free healthcare just turns into the VA, and that is bad.
Into the what?
The VA, the Veterans Affairs.
Okay.
So if you serve for the U.S. military and you either get injured, you get disabled, or you do all 20 years, you get free health care for the rest of your life. But you have to go through the VA in order to use that. So not everybody accepts that insurance. And so largely you have to be treated on like either a military base or a place that takes the military insurance, right?
Okay.
And what happens is that those systems get bogged down. A lot of people are trying to go to those doctors because there's only X amount. And so my buddy told me like last week that his next doctor appointment is in June.
Basically, like all medical services in Colombia.
Yeah, so it's June, right?
Yeah.
It's January. We're talking about 6 months from now. And in Canada, 28,000 people last year died waiting for healthcare.
Yeah.
So is our healthcare system
The best.
not great
Perfect.
or perfect or not perfect? Absolutely. Of course it's not. Nothing is perfect, right? But can I get seen tomorrow? Can I go get seen right now? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you have to pay for it. Now, where we could improve. Excuse me, sir.
An opinion.
We're almost done. You know, where we can improve on is that insurance companies are just awful for the most part, right? Like I think this is how I believe the system should largely work. I believe that you should not be able to go into this like exorbitant amount of medical debt for like emergencies, right?
Yeah,
emergencies.
Like if something happens, God forbid, you need a lung transplant or something just drastic happens. I don't believe that you should walk out of that place with like a $2 million hospital bill.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's ridiculous, right? You can never pay that back.
No.
Almost no one can pay that just right there. Like that's just unfeasible. It's just unfeasible, right? It's unfathomable. Like what they did to Ben Askren. Crazy, right? Like insurance denying his claim and then getting a $2 million or whatever it was, some exorbitant amount of money, right? That's where I would then agree with all of that, right? Where I'm like, that just shouldn't happen, right? I agree with that.
But he's alive.
But he is alive, yes. My ideal world would look like all of us would practice preventative care, where we would take good care of ourselves, where we would have accountability, where we wouldn't be a 70% population of overweight people, where we wouldn't have 50% of the people obese, where we wouldn't have all these people bogging down the healthcare system, driving rates up, where we would be a healthier society, where we would prioritize our health and we would be preventative about it. So that way, on the back end, if something in the off chance was to then happen, you're then taken care of because there is funds allotted to that because the upfront cost is far lower. However, we have obvious bureaucracies and obvious greed from big pharmaceutical companies, from big food, from just hospitals in general, where they want you in that cycle. They want you in that cycle. And if you don't want to partake in that cycle, you have to take care of yourself. You have to. You have to take it upon yourself. It's not the government's job to take care of you. It's not the government's job to teach you how to take care of yourself, right? It's fantastic that the food pyramid is finally fixed. It's glorious. But look,
when did they fix it?
Last week.
Really?
Yeah.
How is it now?
They flipped it upside down.
How is it now?
They flipped it upside down. So meat, proteins, and fats all at the top, fruits and veggies, and then grains at the bottom.
It was the other way. What the fuck, bro?
Yeah, protein was on the bottom.
What the fuck?
Yeah, people still look. I have this discussion with my mom all the time. Like, people still think too much protein is bad. Like, it's going to cause a heart attack or a heart disease or whatever.
Red meat makes you fat.
It's still nonsense, right? But people still believe that. And that's from a study that everybody knows was paid for and botched in the 60s, right? But the food pyramid, because the government, because of the FDA, because of all these things that people trust, they shouldn't, but they do because it's a government agency and they feel like the government has their back and they're supposed to be looking out for them. They followed that, and then now here we are. 70% of Americans are extremely sick. We're only getting sicker, and then you add in antidepressants, anti-anxiety medication, big pharma, all those guys. And it's just really bad. And so it's really hard to fix a healthcare system when everyone is so sick in general.
And they don't care about being sick. That's the main part, because
they think it's normal.
They think it's normal.
And also
it has become
there was politics that were encouraging feel proud about being sick.
And all of that, it's
I'm fat, that's good.
The lack of values and beliefs in society. So they tell you, it's good to be sick, It's actually something that you should be proud of, because that means that you're oppressed for some reason,
Yeah, it gets weird. The body positivity movement. It's toxic compassion, right? When you get these extremely overweight people and we're telling them they should be proud of themselves or feel good in their own skin when they're literally dying. That's toxic compassion. That's being nice. That goes back to that being nice versus being kind. A kind friend or a true friend is going to be like, hey, we need to lose this weight. You're going to die.
You're going to die.
Being nice would be like, girl, you look great. Look at you. Ooh. That's being nice. And being nice gets people killed.
Yeah, bro. It's kind of hard being
You're going to get your friend killed.
It's kind of hard being a trainer, like, to make my clients understand that it's not because you will look good. It's because you will die. You will die, my friend. You're paying me not just because you want to have abs like me. No. You're paying me because maybe I know something that you don't know.
Or even maybe you won't die, but you're definitely gonna live.
You won't be able to play with your grandkids. You will be spending like probably more than 10 grand just to keep you alive after 70. Like, it's just.
So that's it right there, right? And that goes back to my
I think culture is switching, to be honest. I think people are realizing.
I think so too, right?
That they need to be healthy.
I think so too. And that's, people can say whatever they want, but Maha has been at work. It has been one of, if not really maybe one of the only things of this administration that has done exactly what they said they were going to do.
Maha, what is that?
Make America.
Like
Oh, okay.
like RFK's.
The guy that is in charge of that, he's not like being able to do like muscle ups and that kind
He
of stuff.
did 20 pull-ups at
Pull-ups.
72,
Oh, what the
boys.
fuck, he looks amazing.
At 72.
He looks amazing.
Dude,
Man.
we talk about this ad nausea, so we won't beat it over a dead horse. But the fact that he did 20 pull-ups at 72 is fucking insane.
Bro,
and the guy looks incredible without
Right
a
now,
shirt
I
on.
can do like 14. I cannot do more than that right now.
Dude, I don't even think I could because injuries in both shoulders.
yeah,
dude.
that's true. That's the reason. Yeah.
I don't think I could do 20, dude. And to do 20 at 72 in the middle of an airport in dress clothes with no warm-up, it's fucking insane.
It's really insane.
It's insane. So should you listen to and take every little thing that he says as gossip? Maybe not. Should I listen to a lot of the gospel? Gospel?
Yeah.
But should you listen to a lot of the things and implement them into your life? Yes. Yes, because I live that way, and my blood work comes back, and my blood work says I'm 19. Well,
hell yeah.
fucking
Hell
doing,
yeah.
Doing pretty good,
Is that
right?
true? Like your
Yeah.
blood work. You're 19?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm older than you.
My biological age came back as 19.
Man.
Bro,
Right? And so it's
Why
like,
did you do that?
Huh?
How did you do that?
ways to well. So that goes back to we'll wrap it
must
on
be 30.
This, right? So my ideal situation, because for me right now, personally, I pay more in health insurance than I do going through ways to well cash, like out of pocket.
Okay.
But I have health insurance just because it's something that you pay for through your job. Right?
Yeah.
But also for emergencies. Like if something was to happen, you get hit by a car, you have to go to the ERs, God forbid, something like that. Insurance does then play a huge role most of the time, right? But for everyday life, for me personally, I would be better off if I just went through Ways to Well, cash,
Yeah.
and didn't pay for health insurance, and I only had emergency only health insurance. But I also I try to take very, very good care of myself, and I take pride in that, and I think it's important, and I understand what you're saying about how there's two types of 70-year-olds. There's the 70-year-old still playing with his grandkids and still able to go to the store on his own, and then there's the 70-year-old paying $10,000 a month just to stay alive. I refuse to be that because I understand the cost up front is substantially less than the cost down the road.
Yeah.
And I believe that if we can switch to a preventative health care mindset and to get ahead of things, to get your blood work checked regularly, get on testosterone, get on to these things when your levels are low, when you're take your vitamins, take your supplements, eat real food, do these things. So that way, when you're 60, 70, 80 years old, you're not just staying alive.
Yeah.
You're not just existing. You're actually, you're RFK
You're
doing
living.
20 pull-ups.
20 pull-ups.
Because, I mean, dude, look, I'm 32 years old. If I chose a route where I just let myself go, I start eating whatever the fuck I want, I don't care no more, that means, dude, I only got like 30 more years of this. So I'm already halfway there. Fuck that, dude. I refuse that. No, I want to be able to still be doing this, be hanging out with my friends,
Not just that.
training, working out in my 60s, in my 70s. I want to still be living life.
Not just that. Right now you're 32. You choose how you want to spend your 22 years. You're 32 years old. If you want to be a fat motherfucker, 32 years old, just smoking weed and eating on your free time, or go to jiu-jitsu, eat healthy, prepare your beef that you like to do. Like that's life, you know. And like the thing in America is that you have actual freedom to do a lot of things. You can buy almost whatever you want from your
that
couch
makes it
at any
easier
time.
to not take care, you know. And that's where I was going. Like it's all about like your values and your beliefs.
Yeah.
If as
It's how it says on the Bible. Everything it's allowed to me, but not everything is good for me. Basically.
Yeah. So like I can do whatever I want, but will that be good for me? No, most likely not. And that's what as a society, like the culture, the values and the beliefs that people think of as true, like need to be like intentionally thought out, you know, like it cannot just be like the result of whatever happens, because people are gonna go for what's easiest, for what's like less resistant, you know, like
the path of least resistance.
yeah. And if like you're intentional about taking care because you value your freedom to move, your freedom to like be healthy, you know. A lot of people don't care about that anymore. Like they don't value it, and it's not because they don't
value
think
shit
it's important, but it's because like they don't think about it. They don't like consciously think about what's valuable in life. They just like live in automatic.
That you can use your phone in the middle of the night, on the streets here. You know, that's pretty valuable, and people don't even like.
They don't
know how lucky they are to
like,
be
able to
16 and driving a car. What the fuck, bro?
Yeah, like when I was here for the first time in United States, I was in Louisiana, and we went to like a area of the city that they told me, oh, this area is like not that nice, you know. And the first thing that I did like in the car was to like put my phone away, and they were like, why did you put your phone away? And I was like, man, like someone can like break the the glass, right? And they were like, no,
fuck no, that doesn't happen here. Like in Colombia, for example, if you have your phone for the GPS and you're driving on the street, because there's so many traffic, you're not going like at 70 miles per hour. You're going 5 miles, then you stop. 5 miles, then you stop. So people are walking through the streets all the time, selling stuff on motorcycles. So if you have your phone, you're just driving, suddenly they just grab the phone. You don't have a phone anymore.
Yeah, and that's stuff that doesn't happen here.
Happens every single day, a lot of times. It's not just one thing. No, it's basically like finding a squirrel. There, you know, we don't have squirrels there. We have thieves.
We have phone thieves.
We have phone thieves. We have we call them moto ratones. You know, moto from motorcycle, raton from rats. You know, because they act like that, bro. Like if I'm chilling here, why will you have to? Because it's their business, it's their work. You know, so those small details are privilege that a lot of American people don't even realize they have. You know, and it's all because of how things work and were thought to be worked on here. You know, freedom of speech. Which one is the amendment where you
right to bear arms?
Yeah, bro. Like those are things that people say like, oh yeah, but people die from that. Yeah, people still die even if it's illegal. You know, but you don't. Like that's why I thought it was a really cool idea that you invited us, because that like we can have a conversation about something that the whole world is thinking about right now, but have two different perspectives from people that are not from Venezuela, neither of us, but it's still like different perspectives.
It's different perspectives. Yeah, because like a lot of people like here. Wait, I forgot what I was gonna say. You can like continue if something like the idea went away.
I'm done.
It's all good, boys.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up. I'm fucking starving.
Yeah,
I'm dying over here, dude.
Yeah. Me too.
I feel like I'm running on.
That was good coffee.
It's not bad, huh?
No, pretty good.
Yeah, it feels pretty
I've
good.
tried a lot of,
feels good, tastes good.
I've tried like other two coffees that had like mushroom before, and I hated them.
Nah, this one was good.
But
It was
one
good.
actually tastes like coffee. You know?
It tasted good. I don't know who's the brand. I'd shout them out, but I don't know which one it was. But nonetheless, boys, thank y'all very much.
No, for sure. Thank you.
I appreciate y'all.
It's a pleasure to be here, man.
Y'all are some of my favoriteest people on this entire planet. I love y'all to death. I'm very happy that I've met y'all. I'm happy that y'all are here. Y'all have a beautiful mindset. You have a very important perspective, and I'm glad that y'all could come today and express that. So,
thank you for the invitation.
Thank you for the invitation,
of course, guys.
Yeah, we're down for if you want to like talk of whatever, like martial arts.
We'll do it again, boys.
Hell yeah.
We can
do it again.
You can do one reacting to a card,
Yeah.
UFC card. That will be cool.
We've talked about that. We're gonna figure all that out slowly but surely, boys.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll figure it all out, my guys.
Fuck yeah.
My boys.
Very good shit today. Yeah, thank you.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on. We'll do it again and again and again.
Y viva Venezuela libre.
Boom. Deuces, boys. See you next week.
See you, bro.